Welcome to another installment of Tag Me In, where the triple threat brain trust of Tag go over the good, the bad, and everything in between. Going on in the world of professional wrestling, I, of course, am the unofficially official Lip Dizzle, joined with none other than the less than stealthy unicorn himself, Mr. Scoot Connix, aka ScooterRay.
I gotta hit the pose. What's up, everybody?
Of course, and of course, I can't say it without giving a little bit of bravado into it. Ladies of the IWC,
ooh,
the heartthrob of your community, Mr. Jaeger Bombastic, so fantastic. Don't give him a piece, don't give him a peek, because I promise you won't want to take your heart back.
What's up? I'm not giving it back, but just letting you know,
fellas. It's been a long week / previous weekend going through WrestleMania season. I will say I'm not happy with the Raw after Mania. I even said it when I text y'all. It was, to me, this was the worst post WrestleMania Raw that I've seen. SmackDown, I didn't see it. I heard what happened.
Just as bad.
Oh
yeah.
And I didn't really watch it. Like, I just caught clips and pieces. It was just as bad.
Yeah. See,
the only promising thing that came out after the SmackDown was, of course, Bianca got her coronation, which of course is deserved, and the possibility of Roman versus Cesaro. But other than that,
I do like.
Other than that, SmackDown was just as bad. Both shows were horrible.
Yeah, see, and I think that has to do with a lot. I think it's more of a reflection of how WWE is as of now. Especially with, I'm pretty sure we're going to talk about it, Scoot, with the releases. It's a huge reflection on the direction that WWE has taken as far as a business. And it just seems like they have zero direction and zero care or appreciation for anything and anybody that they have within that company. So, yeah, I was highly disappointed. Like, I literally had to turn off Raw and just do something else because I could not sit through it. And that was one of the reasons why I literally stopped watching Raw. SmackDown, I can't speak too much for, but I mean, I did see the promo with Reigns, Heyman, and Cesaro. I saw Bianca's promo, which reminded me of Rhea Ripley's promo on Raw, and how it just seems like they're conforming them from their whole NXT personality, and they're starting to make them feel more scripted. And it's not organic in any way, shape, or form. And I hate that, because it just means that all they're going to do is just kind of shoehorn them in to the WWE way of this women's division that is completely poor and a complete opposite to what NXT is doing. So,
which is the weird thing, considering if you really look at the women's talent on Raw, SmackDown compared to NXT, there should be no reason NXT should have the better women's division.
Absolutely. No reason. Especially if they're developmental.
Especially the developmental.
But yeah, that's that was just my gripe. I don't know, your guys' take on anything that's happened outside of.
I think I know where you're gonna go. Oh, go ahead, John. Just do it.
I was about to say, to be honest, just the fact of how abysmal, and I will use that word, just abysmal Raw was. Yeah. And this coming Monday, I'm not going to watch Raw.
You know what? You did say that.
I did say that, because there was nothing this past Raw showed me to give me a reason to tune into next week's Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing at all. So it's like, I'm good.
Right.
And SmackDown, it was like, y'all damn near did just the same thing as Raw did. I mean, I know we about to get into it, but somebody said, hell, did they fire the writers too? Like,
you see, that's my biggest gripe. That's like, I mean, y'all know me. I have pretty much indifference as far as Raw and SmackDown are concerned. I mean, I've been disappointed enough by Raw. I know not to watch that anymore. SmackDown, you know what? If I'm in a mood for it, I'll watch it. Like, I'll give it like that much. I might turn it off in the next 10 minutes, but we'll see what's going to be there.
Yeah.
It's at least worth saying, you know what? Let's see. However, and this is my transition into it, I guess. I am 100% not happy with what is what to me is the image that WWE is trying to portray now, which is that they're going to be a revolving door.
yes.
Yeah.
But the problem is they're not only a revolving door, they're a stuck revolving door. Because the problem is, I mean, let's just say it for everybody out there. Samoa Joe, Billy Kay, Peyton Royce, Bo Dallas, Mojo Rawley, Kalisto, who else? Chelsea Green.
Yeah.
Wesley Blake.
Yes.
And there was one more.
I want to say at the dim list.
There was 9 in all, I think.
I'm gonna try and pull up the list too. I have my laptop right here.
I forgot who the 9th person was.
Oh,
Mickey James.
Mickey James.
There you go.
So those 9 people got released that the company told us. It could be more. Nothing has came out yet.
Oh, Tucker Knight too.
Oh, and Tucker. So
right.
10.
Yeah.
10. So Tucker.
10.
So those 10 people got released. It's not so much the revolving door aspect to me. It's the fact that they lock these people in.
Mm-hmm.
And then, we have no more use for you. We didn't.
Not only that,
we didn't help 2, 3 years, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever years of your career. Now you can go now.
Or let's take it up a notch. Go. What was it? 10 plus with Zack Ryder.
10 plus, right? Like here it is. Like you wait till these people are like, I ain't gonna say past their prime or up in age, but they could have made no puns intended. They could have made impacts everywhere else. But here it is. You want to hoard superstars.
Yeah.
Don't do nothing with them. Then
they gas them out. They like take their. I don't want to make it sound like it's something mystical, but they almost kind of like take their soul out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They turn them into their version of a WWE puppet, or like, and then once they wear them down, they're like, all right, we're done with you.
Because then you gotta look at it. Like between last year and this year, they got them cuts from the government. They saw record-breaking WrestleManias. They had the Peacock deal. They was making money during the pandemic. So within a year, they made plenty of money. So it's like, where was this money going?
Yeah, because you can't use the excuse of budget cuts. Because last year, you made the most money that you've ever made.
Yeah.
So how do you need to do budget cuts if you are financially better than you were previous years when you had all this talent perfectly fine?
And now, apparently, John Laurinaitis apparently is behind these budget cuts this year.
Just
what budget cuts?
Those 10 superstars. Those 10 superstars, I guess, for the budget cuts.
Now I can't be a hypocrite because I can't be too mad about this because I did say that I would rather them have released these people and just allow them to just live out their dream rather than hold them hostage on a contract. Now, of course, don't get me wrong. It does suck for anybody to lose their job and, to be in the situation. But at the same time, these people here, Peyton Royce, we talked about, was not being used when she should have been used. Billy Kay seemed like she was going
She was just at WrestleMania.
Exactly. Tucker
Samoa
Knight.
Joe was just at WrestleMania.
Now, of course, Samoa
Mickey
Joe
James
situation.
Was at NXT Stand and Deliver. So,
yeah.
And see, Mickey James could have easily been like a fucking trainer at NXT, like no problem.
Easy.
So there's no reason why they had to let her go, because it's not like they needed her on the main roster to do anything substantial. Now,
even Loki's pissed.
See, and rightly so. Tucker had no reason being released because he had no reason being separated from Otis.
No.
So there's that. It's weird to me how Wesley Blake got released after he was taken off TV based on something that
Jackson
Riker did on Twitter. Yet Jackson Riker is perfectly fine in his situation with the company.
Now both Blake and Cutler are gone, but Riker is still there.
Yeah, that's crazy. And Bo Dallas, why did you not release him a long time ago instead of having him employed for like a year and a half, basically, of doing nothing? Why did you not allow him to do something with his brother? Because he could have easily done something with Bray.
Exactly.
But
was Bo in the back being like a trainer or something?
I just don't think they weren't using him.
I just think he was just sitting at home.
I mean, on the plus side, you're just collecting a check, but
yeah.
But still,
let's go with the Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin situation. It's like, now, of course, I never would want them to get released, but if you were going to take them, if you're going to separate them from Hurt Business, and you're not going to release them, then why would you dismantle the Hurt Business?
But then not only that, the possible replacements to Benjamin and Alexander is very, very kind of cringy.
I think that you said that. I think you either messaged us, because I don't remember who.
Did you not see the way Raw ended?
Oh, with Mason. Yeah.
So it's like you kick out Benjamin and Alexander for the Retribution rejects, unfortunately.
Yeah, you break up Retribution. So basically, you take two stables, you dismantle them just to basically put them together. And you still have them come out in their fucking mask, in their Retribution gear. Like, why
have them come out in their fucking outfits?
Why not make it make sense? Because I would have been perfectly forgiving of this move had they came out being Dominic Dijakovic and being Dio Madden in like suits and shit and being like, hey, we reform. MVP kind of showed us the way, said this is the best way to utilize our talents. I would have been like, you know what? That's an upgrade.
Exactly.
But are they going to come out next week in that same Retribution gear? Because it still would make no sense story-wise because they left Retribution. So
and you telling me the only surprise of the week was the Viking Raiders coming back? I mean, no offense to the Viking Raiders, but
that was pretty dry to me too.
I mean, you're Raw after Mania, and that's your biggest thing that you got.
Because and you know what? Speaking of this Charlotte thing.
Oh God.
This Charlotte thing has me pissed. And I'm going to tell you why. Because she came out and just spewed nothing but fucking lies. How do you say you're the opportunity and that you make opportunities yet you don't sell? You took the NXT championship away from Rhea when she did not deserve to have it taken from her. You didn't take the fall in that triple threat match. You allowed her to take the fall and the pinfall in that match for her to look weak and then you to look strong because you didn't take the pin. You come back after hiatus to be shoehorned into a tag team title match that you then come back and say that you did not want. You said they forced you into that.
I don't know how you complain about being forced
into a title opportunity. And then you get the title. So
right.
And then to come back and sit there and say you're going to put all these people on notice saying that you're the best. No, Sasha's the best. Bailey is better than you. All of these people put people over.
But no, not only that though. I mean, so it's 2 points I got to make. One comical, which was somebody on the internet said why is Matt Riddle out there beating up the one? Oh, that wasn't Matt Riddle. But once again, that was not my joke. That was somebody else's joke. So people don't kill me out there. But the second point somebody made, and it actually made sense. They said if you take the 4 horsewomen, the other 3 women have evolved their character in some way. Charlotte is the only one that hasn't. And that's the reason why Charlotte always feels so stagnant and in place, because she doesn't do anything new.
True.
Becky became the man. Sasha became the blueprint. Bailey became the role model.
The role model, yeah.
And Charlotte is still the queen. She's been the queen since she's been there. Nothing about her character has evolved. And that promo, if I would have eye rolled anymore, my eyes probably would have got stuck at some point.
Right?
It was just like, get this shit off my TV, fam.
And the fact that she makes it seem like everybody else is the problem except for her is fucking ridiculous, because they allowed her to go out here and spew that bullshit.
Yeah.
Because they already know what the general consensus is about Charlotte, and that nobody gives a shit about her. Had she come out and done the right thing, like Sasha, like Bailey, like Becky, and then come out and actually helped to groom other people, Rhea's about to get squashed in this whole situation. The only person that benefits out of this whole triple champion thing between Raquel, Bianca, and Rhea, Raquel and Bianca, they're the only ones that benefit from this, because Bianca is being treated perfectly fine. Yeah. She's like, because she's with Sasha. Sasha put her over at WrestleMania. In this next feud that she can have with Bailey, Bailey's going to put her over and allow her to evolve her character even more with Bailey's heel work. Raquel is going to go through this whole new era with this new division of women that's going to be brought up even more. Rhea is about to look secondary to someone who's not even a fucking champion.
And then not only that.
Wait. Who?
Rhea.
No, but who's she about to look secondary to?
Charlotte.
But
because if you saw the championship match, I say if you saw the championship match between Asuka and Rhea,
the rematch on Raw.
Charlotte came in there and interfered. Then they announced on Monday it's going to be Charlotte versus Asuka.
Again.
And then somebody's caption was, Asuka cannot escape Charlotte, can she?
Yeah, this is why Asuka should have took time off. She shouldn't have had a rematch for the title right after WrestleMania. That makes no sense, because that's the only person out of the women who had a rematch for the title. Makes no sense. And this was really only to put Charlotte back into the fray, because you're not going to put her right against Rhea because of the general consensus. So you need to have Asuka as a catalyst to basically say, okay, you know what? Here, Asuka, take the fall for Charlotte, so that way you can be put into contendership for the title. Where's everybody else?
If they do this to her again,
they're going to.
If they do this to Rhea again, which I think we can all conclude that they will. But by the time that ref hits 3, I don't even know if I could. I already don't support Raw and SmackDown, really. But I don't know what the hell else I can do to not support and still keep some kind of NXT intact, you know? I just...
And last time I checked, wasn't Rhea the heel in all this right now?
Yeah.
So what the fuck is Charlotte? With her promo that she did on Raw, how is she? She definitely can't be a face after that promo.
Tweener?
No. She can't even be a tweener.
Can't even be a tweener.
I didn't hear the promo she cut, so I don't really know.
It was very basically, to put it in verbatim, I'm the opportunity.
Yeah.
Charlotte called herself the opportunity?
Yes. She was basically saying, I'm the opportunity. I'm basically
bigger than the championship.
Basically, yeah, I'm bigger than the championship. I'm the reason why the women's division is in the state it's in.
Trash.
No, you are.
She's right. No. She's right. She's right.
Maybe on Raw and SmackDown. Maybe on Raw and SmackDown.
Main roster women's division is fucking trash.
Yes.
With some outliers on SmackDown. But as far as Raw goes, Raw's women's division is complete trash.
But yeah, she was basically
only because of their
that,
like, because the talent's fucking there.
Yeah. That she's like, that you know, it's a travesty that she was left off of WrestleMania, and that, you know, how dare they leave her off of WrestleMania? Rhea,
oh, you're just gonna get the belt?
Yeah, Rhea took my opportunity, so she shouldn't even be champion. It should be me, because Rhea hid like a snake in the grass and took my opportunity at WrestleMania. And like I said, those were all just bullet points that she was making in that.
Charlotte, you literally took a WrestleMania moment from Rhea Ripley.
Really and truly.
Like, no, let's not mince words. Charlotte has literally taken WrestleMania moments from fucking Rhea Ripley and Asuka. Like, just too many women.
And let me say this, because a lot of people, all these Charlotte stans and Charlotte herself don't seem to understand this.
I don't know.
To do a comparison, let's take last year's WrestleMania. You had Becky versus Shayna, and then you had Charlotte versus Rhea. If you look at those parallels, you can say that Shayna was done wrong, but not one person will say Shayna was done wrong by Becky, because it is on record that Becky wanted Shayna to go over, and it made sense based on her performance in the Elimination Chamber prior to that. Not one person has said that backstage was like, oh, Charlotte has to win. It was Charlotte that wanted to fucking win, and nobody has disputed that.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as I'm concerned, bullshit to Charlotte for her to think that, oh, I'm being treated wrong. You never put anybody over. You never wanted to put anybody over. Lacey Evans, that feud was going to be geared for a championship either way. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like it was going to be some type of blood feud between her and Lacey Evans dealing with Ric Flair and shit like that. It was going to be something where Lacey Evans went to beat Asuka just so that way she can drop that same title to Charlotte. Mm-hmm. It's all title implications. It was nothing to where, okay, we're going to have a feud, go to WrestleMania, and then we're going to hash it out with a grudge match. None of that. Everything regarding Charlotte has to do with the fucking title.
Mm-hmm. It did too. It did like the fact that she was like, when I came back, I didn't want to come into a tag team title shot, but I did and all that. And it was like, what? Like, excuse me? Like that was really, like honestly, that promo was bad for all the wrong reasons.
Yes.
Because sometimes you can have bad promos.
Take a minute.
But it was bad for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
This did not make me want to support Charlotte, root for Charlotte. This is almost putting Charlotte in the category of get her off my TV, please.
Yeah.
I find it funny that she's trying to go the Jon Snow route to try and like maybe gain some popularity. I didn't want this. I
know, right?
Like, yeah, but you're not a badass. And you're not like, you don't do anything for the women that you wrestle. So I think you do, Charlotte. I really do think you want this.
And then, you know, Andrade had came out with the story talking about how Charlotte isn't liked in the locker rooms, but I
wonder why.
I mean, look, at that point, see, everything Andrade has said up to that part, I can agree with completely. But when it comes to Charlotte, I can't take that seriously because there's a bias there. It's almost like he has no choice but to say those things. Now, if there was somebody else, okay, let's say that Becky or Bayley or Sasha came out and said something. I can at least take something with what they said, even not the whole. I can probably take it with a grain of salt. Maybe not completely, but I can at least take something of their word with a grain of salt and be like, okay, you know what, some of that's true. But Andrade, he's engaged to her. So, I mean, you have an obligation to defend your partner in the public eye. So, yeah, him saying that holds no weight whatsoever, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I can agree with that.
I agree with it.
But I mean, either way, it's and a lot of people can sit there and say that, you know, it's in the same vein as Roman Reigns or John Cena or Hulk Hogan for that matter. But
and look how we booed all of them.
True.
But you're right.
But the one person that you can actually compare Charlotte to is Hulk Hogan, because Hulk Hogan himself is known for not wanting to put people over, for wanting to hog the title for so long, for wanting to be in the spotlight for so long. But the difference between him and Charlotte is the fact that Hulk Hogan was an icon as far as pop culture. Charlotte's not doing anything outside of wrestling that's going to put her at a pop culture level. Hulk Hogan had the leverage to do that because of the fact that he was so popular back in the 80s and early 90s. John Cena and Roman Reigns, they're doing shit that actually makes sense. You know, they were booed because they were being pushed, but at the same time, they still put people over. Think about John Cena pushing Daniel Bryan, pushing CM Punk, pushing Ryback, pushing Sami Zayn, pushing Kevin Owens. John Cena is the standard for being at that level and trying to putting people over. Roman Reigns, even though they didn't give him much credit, he did the same thing for Daniel Bryan at Fastlane a long time ago. He did the same thing for Sheamus. He did the same thing for a lot of people. And even now, he's still doing stuff for other people. So Charlotte, there's nothing about her that even shows that she even has a genuine bone in her body to push people over or represent anybody else but herself. So this is the reason, for those of you who don't understand why I'm so heated about it, this is why. Because there is no making excuses for Charlotte, because of the fact that at the end of the day, her accolades that they have put for her is going to automatically shoot her in for a Hall of Fame ring. Period.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like, what is she now? She's already a double-digit champion.
Yeah, she's 13 times.
13.
So
she's gonna get to 16. Let's just all
she's gonna beat it. She's probably gonna go to 18. Because she's got plenty of time to do that shit.
Yeah. You could easily get your next 5 championships in over a years long period. You do not need to be rushing to this.
Exactly.
Let other people get their fucking shine.
But she's put into that situation. And case in point about the tag team title thing, she herself said she was forced into that. So basically, you were forced into becoming a Grand Slam champion.
Right.
But yet, even though you were forced, you're still going to brag about it and take that accolade as your own, even though you were forced into it.
I didn't want to be a Grand Slam champion. Like, who the fuck says that? Get the fuck out of here.
But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, let me not sit here and rant about Charlotte, because I've spent too much time and she's taking too much of my time and energy for this bullshit.
Giving her too much energy.
But yeah, Scoot, is there anything else as far as the news outside of the releases and everything that's going on?
Apparently Bray Wyatt was supposed to win at WrestleMania, but Vince changed that.
That's true.
What else did I see? I think there was something else with WWE.
I mean,
I think that was it.
Can we talk about that for a second too?
What's that?
Now, of course, look, I love the fact that Alexa Bliss changed her character and everything. I like how they were doing that. But the fact that Bray Wyatt was supposed to win, and now you have Alexa taking up the Fiend gimmick, so to speak, and Randy gets shoehorned. I don't want to say shoehorned because it makes sense. I mean, you won at WrestleMania, you actually deserve a spot for the title. But at the same time, outside of that, you could have easily put Randy in that situation, even if he lost. So it makes no sense why you would allow those original plans to just go to shit, because Randy really doesn't gain anything. Because case in point, right now, we have a WrestleMania rematch at Backlash now, because Drew McIntyre still went over Randy Orton. So what was the point of it all anyway? So this is why I just don't understand the writing or the direction that WWE takes, because there's nothing new. Like, you're not doing anything fresh. WrestleMania season at the Raw after WrestleMania is supposed to feel fresh and new, and it does not feel like that because it's a complete rehash. So what are we supposed to believe as far as like moving forward? So that's my thing. And where does Bray Wyatt go? Because it's going to be a point where it's like we don't care about him.
I don't know where this goes with him, because even hearing the promo, it just sounds like I don't know what I'm gonna do now type of situation. I mean, watching the Firefly Funhouse, it was kind of like I don't know what's gonna happen now situation.
Because I definitely didn't care, especially after seeing Alexis. Like, I didn't want to care about Alexis, but it made more sense to me than Bray's Firefly Funhouse, which is weird, and it shouldn't be like that because it's his brainchild.
But let's talk about some better things.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Although I did like once there was a certain spot during Alexa Bliss's promo that was let's just say if you happen to screenshot it at a right time, it could have looked a little funny.
What's that?
Right when she starts throwing up that red ooze with the red lighting and all that, just looks a little you know where I'm going with it.
Yeah.
But that's just on the brighter side of some bad promos.
But I hope that before we go to NXT, I hope those 10 people find better, bigger, and better things. Oh, Samoa Joe wasn't cleared. That's another news.
But he wasn't? Wow.
He wasn't cleared by the WWE doctors. So maybe it might have been a Daniel Bryan-esque situation. But since Samoa Joe doesn't have Daniel Bryan pull, that, you know, maybe Joe might have had other doctors that might have told him he might have been clear. But the WWE doctors was like, no. So
do we know what his injury was?
I don't know what it was this time around.
Huh.
I heard Pat McAfee didn't do so bad on SmackDown.
Scoot, I'm finally playing that moment that NXT had.
Hey.
But dude, I just gotta say it now for the pod. Rhea Ripley right now. And just whew. She came out in that fit, and I was just like, there's zero issues, zero problems, nothing. I can't say anything negative like this.
Shotzi ain't gonna like that.
You know what, Shotzi? Maybe you could answer some DMs. No, I'm kidding. Never got it.
But
for that, I mean, before we get into it, because we're about to get into it, but
yeah,
you know what? I'll just wait till we get there because it's beautiful. Anyways.
Fair enough. Well, since we're rolling into NXT started off the way it should have started off, with the brand new quote unquote King of the Mountain, Karrion Kross.
Yes.
Him and Scarlett decided to start off NXT. And he's basically calling out everybody.
Told him to roll the dice.
Yes.
You know, the moment he said that, I don't know. I thought somebody was going to come out.
I thought that too.
Yeah.
But I didn't know who, though. That was the thing. I did not know who.
Yeah, I wouldn't have even been able to put it in my mind like who could have possibly been that person. But
if there was anybody that I could have associated with that roll the dice comment, I think it would have been maybe LA Knight.
True. But he definitely wouldn't be the one to take it like this soon.
Oh, no. No. He would take the L for now if he was going to be doing that. But then, later on.
Mm-hmm. And I thought it was interesting that Finn was not on the show. Nothing. It's just, I mean, now that leaves more mystique to the idea of what's going to happen with him next. So I'm interested to see if he is going to be on there next week. If not, that may lead to possibly more of the idea that I had, where he may go to NXT UK and potentially challenge Walter. But I mean, we'll have to see. but I still don't see Finn going to the main roster right now. Karrion Kross, he did fumble a little bit because I think he may have forgotten his lines for a second because he stopped and then he
ran him back. He started mouthing him. I saw that.
Yeah. But he doubled back. He got it. He did praise Finn, but did he double back and then praise himself even more? So, how do we see this title reign going? Because with the amount of potential challenges that he has right now, it's very much up in the air. Because you know what? Matter of fact, to kind of walk back or backtrack on what I was saying when I didn't know who was probably going to come out. Part of me did kind of think that Tommaso would have come out to at least address or challenge Karrion Kross. But of course, we find out later on that was kind of the case, but at the same time, not the case with the promo that he had with Timothy Thatcher later on. But yeah, so I don't. If I can just think about it for a second, I would probably think that maybe this title reign goes 6 months at best, because I really don't see Karrion Kross having an extensive title reign, nor the fact that he actually needs it.
I think it's just going to come down to whenever Vince wants to pull him up. Because you know that as soon as he drops that belt, he's going to go up.
Oh yeah. No,
but see, the question is though, not to just jump in.
No, you're good.
I mean, does he drop the belt, or does he continue to kind of do like an Asuka? How Asuka kind of just stayed undefeated, and she just relinquished the title because she got moved up.
That's
because the problem is, it's kind of like what we talked about last time. I don't see nobody actively on the roster beating Kross one-on-one.
Yeah.
The way they built Kross up, unless it's going to be some shenanigans being pulled, I don't see nobody beating Kross one-on-one. And mainly because he had already beat Tommaso, Bronson Reed, Leon Ruff, which, I mean, it's Leon Ruff. He beat Finn now. He beat Priest.
He beat Santos.
So who else?
Santos and the whole, pretty much all of
Legado. He beat the whole Legado del Fantasma. So Dexter Lumis or LA Knight, but
they don't. I don't see them taking it.
So I don't know. Kross might just carry it out until they call him up, and he just be like, "Here, take this." Oh my bad. And he also beat Keith Lee. He just be like, "Here."
Who the hell else is there to beat then?
Exactly. Like,
almost nobody.
Like really? Yeah.
Or if somebody goes down,
or that.
Like if Kevin Owens decided to go to, but I doubt anybody else goes down right now because, I mean, Balor left such an impression when he went back. So,
hell, even Ember is leaving a great impression.
Yes, which it's crazy because I literally forgot that she came back from main roster. So,
I remember, what was it? She had an injury, and then she came back to.
It was I think it was her Achilles.
Yeah, she had the same injury Woods had.
And then they brought her back to main roster for like a little bit, and then they moved her to NXT.
No, for Ember, no. I think once she got hurt, she was just gone.
Oh, and then she went straight back to NXT.
Okay.
Well, then because
many people thought that she was gonna get cut.
Which is crazy. Like, why would you even think to cut Ember? Crazy.
Especially because I just saw this drop kick she just laid on Candice LeRae.
But yes, like I said, so I don't know. Like I said, I can see him having a challenger or two just to have a challenger or two. Yeah. But because I mean, didn't Pete Dunne later on say that he wants the championship? So
he wants some type of championship gold.
So we might get Dunne and Kross maybe at first just to give them something to do. for the time being, but I really can't imagine anybody on the roster right now that's going to truly take the belt from Cross, especially since Finn didn't beat him at Stand and Deliver.
Now, this is a little bit of fantasy booking, but I can almost kind of see it happening. But what if Cross kind of cleans up the division and then starts to beef with main roster and spends so much of his time there that Regal's like, hey, if you're going to sit there and just try to look for challenges there, then you might as well just relinquish the title and just go to main roster.
That could potentially happen.
Now, I just like the idea of that because it's different than him just being like, hey, I'm dropping the title. There's nothing more for me here. But rather him just being greedy and saying, you know what? I got this title here. I'm the king of the mountain here. Let me go see what's up at the main roster, try to take some titles over there, and then occupy so much of his time that he forgets his obligations as champion in NXT. But that out the way, I mean, that's all fantasy booking. He came out, hit his promo, basically addressed the locker room and let them know that everybody's on notice. Y'all want it, you can come and try to take it, but it's not going to end well.
Solid promo. Like, despite the fumble that he had, like, that's a solid promo.
But yeah, him and Scarlett still remain strong and intact. Outside of what Finn was saying,
right?
But yeah, so he has no real emotional attachments that's going to hinder him. So he's not in any detrimental situation that's going to put him.
I mean, nobody's going after Scarlett like that, so
that's true,
or at least not yet.
But does she actually wrestle?
Ooh, she does, but she is main. Like, let's see. During her time in Impact, she was with Scott Steiner, right?
Was she? Huh?
I think she was. I could be wrong on that.
I don't know.
But no, she played like an eye candy role for a bit. I mean, because anyway, but I'm not too sure. I think she has wrestled. I think she does have ring experience.
I believe that she does, because I think she's wrestled a number of times. If I can,
I mean, if we're gonna put him back in that conversation, you could have Johnny and Candice try and come up against Karrion Kross.
Also, very true.
Like, because Johnny's about to lose this belt. Like, I don't really think I care between whether it be Dexter Lumis or Bronson Reed. But yeah, Johnny's bound for the loss at some point.
Oh yeah, Scarlett has definitely done a shitload of wrestling.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're talking about going from OVW, Ring of Honor. I mean, of course, TNA. Wait a minute. Wow.
You got some experience?
Yeah, I mean, she was actually at WWE before going back to Impact.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, she showed she was one of Adam Rose's Rosebuds at one point.
Oh wow.
Let's see, she did some enhancement stuff. She did a squash match against Naya, but then she left, of course, and then went back to Impact.
Right.
Yep. AAA.
Huh.
She got some titles under her belt as well.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, she's definitely done some shit. So yeah. Hell yeah. Good shit, Scarlett. But yeah, I think I mean I don't know if she still is going to continue wrestling, but as of she has the potential to do it. So I would say, hey, why the fuck not? But
right.
But to move past all that, we have the NXT Tag Team Championship match between MSK defending their titles against Killian Dane and Drake Maverick, which this was surprising to me.
Yeah.
Not the match itself, but the fact that they gave this match time. And I like that they gave it time because it shows the care that and the appreciation that they're taking into the tag team division in NXT. Because you could have easily had this as a throwaway match between Killian Dane and Drake Maverick. Because it was set up to be like, hey, it's a squash match real quick. We're going to get this over. But they gave that time, and they allowed Killian Dane and Drake Maverick to look very good on both accounts instead of just making Drake Maverick look like the weak link and being the weakest link in that whole tag team. On top of that, you still had story in this. And it's crazy because when this match started, I literally did not care as the match was going on. And then as I realized that the time was moving, I was like, oh, shit, they're giving this time.
Right.
And I continued to watch it and just everything. I actually do like MSK as champions right now because it gets to build them up even more. And the good thing about it is that they're not even talking up the fact that they're undefeated in NXT right now. Like that has not come up one time. And it's crazy how they don't even have to allude to that or say anything about it because it's like it's almost like it's secondary to everything else. And I think that's the cool thing is, I mean, if you compare that to what they were doing on the main roster, they would sit there and beat you over the head with the fact that they were undefeated tag team and the champions.
Yeah.
But they just allow them to just do their shit. And that's dope. But the real thing about this match, even though it was kind of like a throwaway, but they gave it time, is the fact that this was meant to kind of build up a feud or a continuing feud because Killian Dane had his ties with Imperium prior to this. And it's almost like it just kind of came back into the fold because after this match, after they lost to MSK, Imperium came out rather, and got in Killian Dane's face and gave him a nice Imperium beatdown. So it's
and I'm also loving the way Alexander Wolf was just standing there, just like, yes, do it.
It didn't touch him.
Didn't touch him. Just sat there. But I think Alexander Wolf is going to be the link between Killian Dane joining Imperium.
So you think Killian Dane is actually going to join Imperium?
I mean, he's gonna join his Sanity brethren.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Because I thought it was going to be Thatcher at first, but judging by,
but I don't know.
It seems like those ties with Tommaso are stronger than we thought because they are definitely sticking together. Which I do want to talk about that because I don't know where that promo fell into play, but it did come out, and you had them sitting next together again, and Tommaso was saying just how, and I love the fact that they still had them as a team talking about the tag team titles look very promising, but kind of weighing the options. Like, what do we go? Do we go for the tag titles, or do we go for now that there's a new NXT champion? Do we go after this? It's like I like that, the fact that they're still singles and they're a team. So I like that whole dynamic. So now what I'm thinking is that it's almost like it's telling us like, these two are also going to be separate competitors for Karrion Kross's title. Like they're going to both get their shot at this shit, almost lining up everybody who's going to fall to Karrion Kross, so to speak. Which is crazy because it almost is like telling us ahead of time, he's going to have a meaningful title run. He's going to be dominant, but he's going to have all these good matches with these credible people.
I'm all here for it.
Yeah, same. Yeah. But it almost sucks. Kind of knowing the fate of everybody ahead of time. It's like, y'all all fall to Karrion Kross.
It just also sucks knowing that once he has his run, I'm just afraid for him, like falling into mid-card mediocrity once he gets brought up.
I doubt it. I think they're gonna shoot him up like like they did Brock Lesnar.
Oh, I can definitely see that.
Because
but I mean, we all had so much high hopes for like I'll just say it, Asuka even, and look at what they've done with her.
Hell yeah, her, Keith Lee, shit. Who else?
They have a problem with ruining like dominant forces from NXT.
Well, it's like
perfect example, Rhea Ripley. They're on that way. I'm sorry, they're on that way. It sucks to say that.
I'm sure Cornette may be pissed about that.
Oh, I would love to listen to him tearing a WWE for like an hour about Rhea Ripley not getting her proper push.
I mean,
wow, I just said I'd actually like to listen to Cornette. All right.
But I mean, but to segue from that to the way the NXT is treating their women, we had a nice little backstage segment between Mercedes Martinez and the Robert Stone brand and Jessie Kamea, who's also, I guess she's officially a part of the Robert Stone brand.
I think so.
I like this interaction because it did more branching of the story to show, yo, these are the women that's going to be moving forward. And the way that Martinez asking for her money and Robert Stone still owed her the money, and the way you had Jessie Kamea kind of come into play and basically try to strut her dominance up to Martinez kind of showed, okay, this is going to be a new player within the women's division as far as a single star. And I like that. Now, of course, I didn't care too much for the match that happened after because you kind of knew where this was going. Now, if they would have gave Jessie the win, then yeah, but they're not going to do that to Martinez. I think they're going to continue to make her look strong. Because what I think about Martinez, I don't think they're going to have her go up against Raquel anytime soon. I think they're going to save that for later. And I think they're going to have Raquel dominate everybody else and have Martinez be like one of her biggest competitors.
Yeah.
Forward.
But I will say this, though, before Mercedes, though.
Hey.
She had, you know what? She has a lot of potential to be, because I mean, I know she's older than a lot of the other talent, and I know that she's kind of helping build that women's division up. But I mean, she in herself just looks, and the way she carries herself is just extremely fucking dominant. And that's like, it's hard to look at her as somebody that's like, you know what? Oh, you're just gonna put this person over, you're gonna put that person over. She doesn't have that feel. Like you look at her, it's almost like with Shayna. Like you can't look at Shayna as like enhancement talent. Like you look at her, it's like she needs to be somewhere of some like prominence. It's the same thing with Mercedes. But yeah, so that's why I feel like she's really probably going to put Raquel over big time. I mean, I do think that Mercedes will get her time. I think she may get some type of a title run, but I think they're gonna save that and just have her work the way that she has been working. But with this shit, with her and Jessie Kamea, I just wish it was with somebody else and not Mercedes, because Kamea actually has that demeanor that shows that she can actually be somewhat of
up the rate at some point.
Yeah, exactly. Because in her height is good too. Like she has the look. She has. I mean, her in ring could use some work, obviously, but you know, she's definitely got something. So yeah, this was good for her as well as Martinez, but we'll see where that goes. But I like the way that the women's division is shaping up. There was a bit of a downside to the women's division shit that was going on, and it shouldn't have been, but we'll get into that later. That's my opinion. But the surprise of the night, the NXT Cruiserweight Championship match with Santos Escobar defending his title against Kushida.
The moment I saw Kushida come out there, I was like, hashtag and new.
Oh, yeah, because you saw his new gear?
Not even so much the new gear. He did an open challenge, and look who answered it.
Immediately. I don't even think
it wasn't like
promo.
It wasn't like Jake Atlas or somebody.
Mm-hmm.
It was Kushida. It's funny because you kind of had said it earlier without saying it. Kushida lost to Pete Dunne, got a title shot by open challenge. Mm-hmm. Randy could have lost to Bray and still could have inserted himself in that title picture. But the same thing, Kushida lost to Pete. Hey, old buddy say he got an open contract. Let me see what it do then.
True. And this is good. This is good because for Kushida,
he finally got him one.
Exactly. And that's because we've been on here and we've complained a lot about Kushida losing matches that actually fucking matter and him only winning the matches that really just, throw away completely. And at the same time, this does not hurt Santos. And I was going to talk about this, but I wanted to wait for this match here. Santos losing because he's already had this feud with Karrion Kross puts him in that position to be a contender for that title.
Yeah.
And to show him and to give him some credibility as a contender for that title. He's going to lose. Like, no, there's no reason why he would win. He's going to lose, but he's going to look good in defeat because even with the fact of basically it being a 3-on-1 during that match with Karrion and Escobar, a lot of people praised Escobar in that match. So all this does.
I mean, hold on, wrong way. You did it too.
What I did?
You praised Escobar in that match.
I did.
So,
can't point with this.
And hey, people, this was so. The beauty of this, especially being on record, you can hear sometimes that our minds change on people.
Yes.
And we saw throughout the weeks, Legado del Fantasma was this, was that. And you see now he's a fan of good old Legado del Fantasma.
Yes, I went from fuck Legado del Fantasma a lot to I fucks with Legado del Fantasma.
Hey,
still, fuck Ever-Rise, and that's
that's your next up and coming. Come on.
With the beauty of also this podcast and how we can have our points to stand on. A little spoiler alert for the people out there, and a little to make y'all listen to this more. My hate for the Young Bucks increased after Wednesday.
Oh no! Come on.
But we'll get there when we get there. But yeah, Kushida finally got on one. And hell, I even jumped up and was like, yo.
Yeah, I was definitely surprised, but I shouldn't have been. But thing is, at the same time, that's almost the beauty of how they kind of book Kushida, where it's like we all expected him. I mean, not Scoot, but I mean, moving forward as far as like all his matches, you kind of expected him to kind of lose. So that's the beauty of them having him win because it's a shock victory and it's also a deserved victory. So we'll see what happens.
My question now is, though, with him being a cruiserweight champion, of course that brings him into relevancy while he's got the title, but what happens afterwards? Oh,
it's very simple. It's the same thing that happens with Escobar now. Escobar was cruiserweight champion. He's going to be thrusted into the NXT title picture, and then once he loses, he's going to be thrusted into the North American Championship picture. The good thing about NXT is that all the titles actually do mean something. Like, it's not like, hey, you win this title and you're kind of just in this area. It's like, hey, you win this title, you show your dominance. All right, now let's move you up the ladder and put you here, because they've done it in a way that's right. Like, it's not like main roster where it's like, oh, you've won the U.S. title. Okay, this is where you're going to be for the remainder of your tenure here.
Welcome to the mid card. You're not getting any higher.
Exactly. Like, nobody looked at Devlin or Escobar or even Leon Ruff for that matter. Like, Leon Ruff, we'll get into that when that comes up. But Leon Ruff, everybody looked at, as a second thought, even when he won. And he was still being talked about after that, like, okay, well, that's the only time he's going to win. But they've built him to a point too now, especially with this feud that he had with Swerve. Now he's looking even credible. Like, you don't even look at his stature or his physique anymore. You're like, oh, Leon Ruff. Yeah. So now, like main roster would have, like everybody in this situation would have been fucking trash. And they would have been looked at as non-existent to like the average viewer. But NXT, they take care. Even let me say, they take risk on people, and they take a chance. They take a chance. Let me not even say risk. They take a chance on people, and it makes more sense because then you actually take the time to be able to believe in what they have to offer, rather than just automatically judge and then have that preconceived notion to the point to where you just allow that to be the lasting thought of that competitor. So.
Not to be negative on that, though. As great as that is, that NXT does all of that, and we all see the amazing brand that is put out from it. Why the fuck does main roster then go and shit on them for being that unique?
Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know why I keep asking the same question I know the answers to, but yes. You're absolutely right, Scoot.
There's a group of people. You know what's funny about NXT?
What's up?
Generation X is the reason why NXT is thriving.
That's very true because you got
Road Dogg, Trips, and Hunt, and Sean.
Yeah.
And of course, you got Papa Regal be there too. But the problem is that I don't get how. I think one of the biggest issues, I know we discussed it before, one of the biggest issues is they still treat NXT like it's there but not there at the same time.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you can't say, oh, hey, Rhea Ripley, the NXT standout who was former NXT champion, is now challenging. No. You gotta, like I said, I think we said it on this podcast. Imagine you being an MMA fighter. You didn't went 25-0 in Bellator, and you go to UFC, and they just like, oh, here's some dude that's just 25-0. It's just like, fam, I'm 25-0 for a reason. Like I understand I was in a different promotion, but you don't have to mistreat my 25-0 because I wasn't 25-0 in UFC. And that's the thing with WWE. They still treat NXT like it exists, but not at the same time because they badly bring up their NXT past and stuff like that. But hell, they're quick to throw in ECW or WCW and things like that. Because, like, if you're looking at the roster now, other than Randy Orton and a few here and there, everybody has a stint in NXT. Everybody on the main roster right now, other than AJ Styles and Randy Orton and Kofi Kingston, almost everybody else has had some type of stint in NXT in some way.
Yeah.
Damn.
And they still treat it like it's I
never understood that.
I never
will understand that.
You know what? I can understand it to an extent because they did the same thing with OVW, but they really treated OVW like a developmental.
But yes, the thing, they treated OVW like developmental. OVW didn't have a primetime spot like NXT.
The only time you would hear about OVW is when they would release the DVD documentaries, like when you had Cena, when you had Randy Orton's like documentary. That's when they would talk heavily about OVW, but it will be from there. Yeah.
Because that was the one thing, one of the last podcasts I listened to with Cornette, that was one of the things he was saying that was confusing him, because he was saying, I think he said in Batista's case, Batista was a whole different person, but here it is, you bring him to the main roster, and he's Deacon Batista. And
he was he was the Leviathan in OVW.
Yeah, and he was like, that's not the same guy. Like, what is happening here? So he even said that how they were in OVW, WWE would get them and turn them into something else, and they'd be like, "You already killing them out the gate because you're turning them into something else that they're not."
That's true, because even Cena had more charisma in OVW than when they brought him to the main roster, because he was doing the prototype stuff. He was being very comedic. He was having his shit, and all of a sudden it's like they stripped him of everything when they brought him to the main roster. So it's like, yeah.
So they've been doing this for a while.
Basically, yeah.
And so now that they have their own brand that they can do this in, they just said, fuck it, let's just keep the same formula.
Yeah, so that's why, like, honestly, I can see why people might go to NXT and never want to leave it.
Yeah. Which it's, and that's where the inconsistency lies, because I mean, you think about when Kevin Owens came for the US Open Challenge when John Cena was NXT champion. He came in from NXT as the NXT champion. And then that was one of the best like debuts on the main roster from an NXT superstar that I've seen, because he basically just stepped on the US title and just wanted to feud with Cena without wanting the title. And I thought that was amazing.
He was like, I don't want your title, fam. I got my own.
Exactly.
Right.
So it's just I don't like the inconsistency, because it's like they pick and choose and cherry pick what it is that they want to showcase, rather than just taking the overall picture and saying, you know what, they have accolades over here, so now they're bringing that shit here. Like, this is why they're dominant. This is why they have this character. It's fucking weird, man.
Is it real? But
R.I.P.
too, I think it was a little bit later, but I love Devlin's promo to Kushida.
Oh yeah,
because he was like, "Hey, anybody can climb a ladder to win.
And
nobody beat me." He was like, "Nobody beat the Ace," and he was like, "The travel guys are blessing you right now because I gotta go. But best believe, I want that title, fam."
I love that. Because it's almost like you're not even downplaying Santos at that point. You're just saying, okay, yeah, he won. Cool, good on him. But I mean, come on. Did you beat me, or did you just win the match?
Exactly.
So yeah, Devlin's so good, man. But from that, we had one of the low points of the night, and it shouldn't have been, but it was a debut of Frankie Monet.
Okay,
formerly known as
I'm glad I wasn't the only person that felt that way.
It was mediocre.
It was almost cringe.
It felt flat, and maybe I'm not used to Taya and her promos. I'm sorry, Frankie and her promos. Okay, Taya and her promos. But I don't know what that was. Like, it was very cringy.
I'm actually running it back right now to see if I can actually understand it better.
I love when she brought in her sash, when she started speaking Spanish to Raquel. I was like, okay, I like this part, but everything leading up to that point and even the end of it, I was like, I don't like this. Like, I think less would have been better.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like there was kind of just so many just like uneasy moments where it was like, all right, I don't really like watching this. But, and the way that she came, like even when her music hit and then she started to walk down, like it's like even that alone was
weird.
Walking
gingerly too. Like, I don't know if she like knew how to walk on that stage
with the hills and shit. It was just definitely not a good debut in my opinion. And I hate that. I
gotta throw the honorable mention to Dakota Kai.
Dakota
Kai. Anyway, but no, that was like leading up to Frankie's debut. I did love the appreciation showing of unity still between Dakota Kai and Raquel.
Okay,
I mean, eventually,
yes, but I hated it because one thing I hate, and I hated they did this. I hated that they had Dakota come out and then introduce Raquel like that. Now they did clean it up. They cleaned it up and said, how Raquel did her promo and then praised Dakota for being there with her.
Yeah.
But I don't like how they made Dakota look somewhat of like a lackey at that point. Like, hey, I'm gonna introduce you because I'm lower than you now. Like, no.
So
I didn't really feel that vibe. I felt it was like they're friends. They're like that's her tag partner. They were champs together like not even long ago.
True.
So I just felt like that was just camaraderie.
I 100%. If it wasn't for what happens later in this segment, I was 100% thinking she's going to betray Raquel right now.
I was thinking that too, because when Frankie was stepping outside the ring, or she was stepping outside the ropes, I was like, oh shit, Dakota's about to turn on Raquel. But then of course you had Rhea's, which was now Scoot. You had text. Now you text ahead of time and said it was the greatest moment in NXT history.
Yes.
And when you said it, I was like, fuck, I'm gonna see it. I'm not gonna appreciate it because he kind of spoiled it. When Rhea's music hit, I was like, oh shit. And then it clicked. I was like, oh shit, this is Scoot was talking about. And I thought he spoiled it, but he didn't spoil it.
So this is the thing. So when Rhea came, when I was watching it live, Rhea came out there, they hit the belts and congratulated it. I said to Ashley, hell, Bianca might as well come out there. The next thing you know, I was like, oh shit.
And then the crazy thing is, now you were talking about the picture about with the three of them like a couple weeks back. And ironically enough, when Bianca came out and they had all three in the ring, they put that picture up. And it was cool that they were wearing all the same colors in that picture.
All the same colors. Yeah.
So I like the idea of that. Look like a little female wolf pack.
But yes, I was like,
Bianca, I gotta call you out on this one. Your ring gear keeps fucking with my frames when I'm watching TV. Like,
it's too shiny.
I don't know what it is, but all of a sudden I just see pixels. I'm like, the fuck am I seeing? Oh, Bianca. Okay. I don't know. She did it at WrestleMania too. I noticed that. Like, her fits just keep on like giving the camera like some kind of interference.
Yeah, it's that shiny.
Hey, it's eye catching. So.
But yes, I was like, this was a moment.
No, that was.
And then too, at that time, I also felt bad for Dakota because it was like, oh, she can't celebrate, like, it was like, oh.
Yeah, she quietly exited stage left, like real quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, another high before we get it, because this happened earlier in the show. Before we get into that,
hold on.
Oh wait, hold up, I already know. There we go.
Exactly. There you go. Hey, Raquel.
There it is. There it is.
Got that title though. Hey.
They had there was a situation. Well, not against the situation. There was a promo, which I love these promos with Swerve, where he gets a chance to be in the studio and he's just like talking his shit. I love this promo earlier in the night, but I hate what transpired later on. Because he basically stated that and I love how he portrayed this. He said he was sick because he thought that he was over the whole Leon Ruff thing. He thought this is done and need to be over, but yet he still has to deal with him. And he was like, this is going to be the last chapter in this situation. And I love how they kind of just alluded to that. And I was like, cool. Pat, go ahead and have this last match. Get it out of my face. We don't need to see this feud anymore. It's done. Cool. And then later on in the night, we had that said Leon Ruff versus Isaiah Swerve Scott match. And it went on. Kind of painted by the numbers, same thing here and there. Not a bad match. But it went from what I thought was going to be over to moving from that match to a backstage promo with Swerve, where Leon Ruff attacked Swerve, almost kind of continuing on this feud. And I like, okay, cool on Leon Ruff for having this edge to him now, but at the same time, you're still carrying on this feud instead of preserving it for later, because you can easily save this for when a title is involved.
Yeah, 100%.
And
unless they really want to end it between them two, to where they don't want to do like the WWE way of ending feuds because not to keep harking back, but the way Raw opened up, it opened up with Riddle and Lashley having a confrontation as if Riddle and Lashley didn't just fight a month ago.
Exactly.
You know, so
there's no continuity, is what you're saying.
In WWE's case, I have a feeling at least if Swerve and Leon stops feuding, they will be done feuding unless a battle royal situation or something like that. I don't think Swerve and Ruff ends their feud, and then a month later, oh hey, Swerve and Leon's having a random one-on-one match. It's like, wait, didn't they just ended the feud? Like, why? Like, what's happening here? Type of thing. So I think it's gonna possibly. I mean, because imagine Tommaso and Gargano when they had the one. What was the name of that match they had where they fought in a whole nother arena and everything?
I can't remember.
Didn't they call it the One Final Beat or something? Whatever they called it.
I think it was like
the One Final Beat. Okay.
But whatever that match that Tommaso, and that's when Candice turned heel.
Yeah.
They haven't had an interaction since.
Exactly. And I love that.
But see, in WWE's case, they'll have an interaction like that. And then like a month and a half later, they'll just be thrown into a random singles match and say, wait, the fuck? The blood feud is over. Like, what are y'all doing? You know, so
I mean, now if they're going this way to where they're finding a weird way to kind of have this as like build some finality to this, cool. But I think I'm just jaded by how main roster beat you over the head with these feuds, and so yeah, it's kind of hard for me to get out of that.
I'm so sick and tired. So sick and tired of seeing the same people fight.
You know what? You know what's gonna start to happen, and we gotta like actively try to do it. We gotta try to do what WWE does. How WWE likes to separate NXT from WWE. We're gonna have to do the same.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to separate NXT from WWE ourselves.
You just give them that trust that they deserve, and say,
NXT deserves all. Yeah, NXT deserves all the loyalty that you can give it.
That's true.
Fucking like, is it wrong to like say like I just kind of wish Vince would go away in some form or fashion?
I mean, he's not unless he's on his deathbed, and that's sad to say.
That's what I was loosely alluding to, but I'm not gonna wish that on that man.
I mean, Punk is the only one to come out and just like say it.
Yeah.
So, but he's not wrong.
I mean, Ryback's punk ass has said it.
but I mean,
just wanted to get fed, man. That's all.
But to go from that shit to continuing on with the good shit about the women's division, Zoe Stark had a backstage interview to kind of carry on. And I love again the women's division. Zoe's coming into her own. And the way that they're building the women's division without doing in-ring stuff, like they're just doing small backstage segments here and there. Zoe Stark doing an interview, and then you have Mercedes Martinez kind of interjecting that and being like, hey, what's up? I love it because it's continuing shit to be like, okay, you know what? You don't have to have a full-on like segment to just be like, hey, all right, here we go. It's like something small as that can have so much more impact just to put things in people's eyes. Like, okay, these are the players in the women's division that I'm seeing now. Okay, this is who I need to look out for that's going to be taking up spots moving forward as to see who we're going to be looking at in the championship picture.
Right.
Love it. So, now, with Camilla in the mix, it sucks for Aaliyah. But that's
at this point, I think even Aaliyah knows her role at this point.
Yeah.
The only wild card in all of this, in my opinion, at the moment, where is Xia Li gonna fall in at some point?
I completely forgot about Xia Li.
Ooh, she can be another competitor for Raquel.
She will. She might be the one to take it.
At some point, Zaya has to fall into this title picture at some point.
Yeah. Is there anybody else that she could be like that she has previous history with besides Casey and
I mean, she's gonna run through a lot of people.
That's what I'm saying. Right.
Zaya might be to Raquel what MSK and GYV are to each other.
It's a possibility. Unless they don't make Martinez that person for
exactly.
Raquel.
Exactly. So I mean, there's a lot of unpredictability in the women's division now with all the players that they have now, especially with Frankie being debuting. Hopefully, more of her in-ring speaks than her promo.
But I just tried to listen to that again. It was not. It
wasn't good.
No, I mean, I tried to say it was mediocre, but I guess I wasn't paying enough attention to it, and I just ran it back, and there was just too much pausing. You know what?
That's what it was.
No. There was too much of the mentality that she was in front of a live crowd. You know what I mean? Like, yes, there's live people there, but I think she was like waiting for reactions to everything she was saying.
I could see that.
Like, I don't want to say she's a seasoned veteran, but I mean, she's a vet. And she knows what it is to be in front of a crowd, how to get a reaction, or waiting for a pop, all that stuff.
True.
So maybe she just had that mentality. That's my only excuse I'll get her. But yeah, like just brush that up. Come on, Frankie. I don't know shit about you, but I know that you got this.
Oh yeah, she definitely will. At some point, her in ring, not a problem. But we'll have to see how these promos work. So, but we got time. We got nothing but time. But
all right, Mr. Cross.
From all that, we have we did have the Way have their backstage promo.
Yes.
In their interview and shit. That was earlier in the show. Kind of the same old with the Way. I don't want to sit there and say it was a bad thing. It's not. Just we're used to their backstage shit with their shenanigans and Austin Theory acting like Austin Theory and everybody putting
just straight up simping for Dexter Lumis.
Yeah, basically. But this kind of set up the match that we're gonna have. Basically saying that how the Way is the greatest intergender stable, and now they're all gonna be in the ring at the same time. And
I'm not gonna lie. This match would have been halfway forgettable to me if it wasn't for Indy Hartwell being the MVP and Bronson Reed being the second MVP. Them two people saved the match for me, because when I was first hearing it, I was like, okay, the Way versus Reed, Loomis, Ember, and Shotzi. That's cool. Because, we've seen Ember and Shotzi versus Indy and Candice. And we've seen, Theory and Loomis, and we've seen Johnny and Reed. But the fact that the whole time Indy kept trying to get into the ring with Dexter was amazing.
Yeah, I loved that.
Bronson just showing out.
Yes. Hey, I gotta give a warning though to Bronson, man. I mean, you're throwing Shotzi. Better watch them hands, bro. I mean, hey, hold on, man.
I was look, the moment I saw that spot when he picked Shotzi up, I was like, oh no.
I was like,
no. Yeager's not gonna be happy about that one.
Yo, I saw where one hand went, and then I saw where another hand went. I was you saw
how the camera kind of cut.
Yeah.
So you couldn't see how he had to try to get the placement right.
I saw when he first picked her up. I saw exactly how he got the placement.
So the camera had to switch for a second, so that way it wouldn't be known that he had to kind of, unfortunately, readjust the hand. I was just like, oh no.
I will move to
like this one.
Oh, it's because they didn't want another who was it? Sasha and Apollo
Yes.
situation.
Yes.
Because we all know Apollo got a nice handful of Mikaze's pie.
I'm just watch this match again, man. I am 98% sure that Bronson Reed just got a whole handful as well.
Oh no, he did. That's what I said. The camera had to cut.
2 hands full. Yeah.
Yeah, the camera had to cut. Like it had to hurry up and switch. So you know, like, oh no.
I'm about to try and put on like 50 pounds, guys. Let's see if I can take on Bronson Reed.
This match also showed why Bronson Reed should have been.
He should have won that match.
Yes.
I don't get why.
Like this could have been this could have been a great retaliation match.
Yeah, this match would have made more sense had Bronson won.
Yeah.
So, it's
in about 5 months we're gonna find out that Bronson was supposed to win, but Vince made a last-minute decision.
Right?
I mean, I wish that would have been the case, but I can't even say that they wouldn't do this. But I think they're building Bronson up some more. But I don't think they knew how much they had in Bronson Reed, because I think that's one of the reasons why they didn't make that decision to have him go over.
Do you think Bronson wins it on a random show, or you think they're gonna keep Johnny with the belt until next takeover?
No, they're gonna have Bronson win that. On a random NXT show, because I mean, with the way that they're doing their title matches now, because it seems to be more frequent, where they're just kind of just throwing them out there, and I think that may be what happens as well. Because I mean, again, Karrion Kross, just like we said, he's going to need challengers, and I think because Karrion is a tweener in every sense of the word, because he don't give a shit about anybody. I think Gargano's going to be one of the casualties of Karrion Kross's title reign. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay. But like I said, I mean, I started to enjoy the match because I actually liked how they were letting the men and women kind of interact. It wasn't so, hey, soon as the women tag, the men got to just scatter. It was actually some interactions. And boy, I love that scene with I think it was Loomis was beating up on Johnny or Austin, and Indy just laid there.
Yeah, he had Johnny in the
he had him in the
Johnny in the submission. Yeah,
it was Johnny.
Yeah, and then Indy was like, she like ran up like she was about to kick him or break it up, but she's like, no, I want to hit him.
And then when Theory broke it up, she threw Theory out the ring, and then got to the end of the ring.
And then,
Loomis carried her out.
Not only did she drop herself, she also scooted to the end.
Yeah, she scooted over. And then Loomis carried her out, and then the camera called her. She,
about damn time. I'm about to get me some. So,
but she's about to get her some 50 Shades of Loomis. It's happening.
And then I like how when the match ended with poor Theory, Jesus, Theory took everything.
Theory,
he took the damn Eclipse. He took Shotzi's move.
The colossal splash. He took
the splash. I was like, Theory is getting massacred here.
That splash that Shotzi put on from splashed Candace onto him. That was great.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. I mean, of course I'm going to say whatever Shotzi did was great, but props to Ember Moon on that first tag in where Indy wanted to get it and then Candace stole it and then she squared up with Loomis for a second and she's like, shit, what do I do? And then Ember Moon with a beautiful out of nowhere drop kick though.
Yes, just get her out. Like, no, you leave. Yeah. I like how when the match ended in the rest of the way, where's Indy? Where did she go?
Oh yeah, right.
Where did Indy go?
And Austin still selling all the damage he took.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then,
leaving Andrade is actually probably the best thing.
So,
yeah, for
not
him.
only did Bronson get a handful of Jaeger, but she also got to sit on the shoulders.
Don't remind me,
Mr. Reed. So I'm pretty
Mr.
sure
Reed's
you
a very fortunate individual that
I'm
I
pretty
might.
sure you probably just like double mad.
Oh man, I mean that's the dream, to hold two champions on your shoulders because you're like a big 350-pound man that can do that shit,
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's the dream, and it's okay. It's okay.
Now, of course, out of all the post WrestleMania week shows, this was the better
one.
Yes,
the best one,
and
hands
mainly down. Because of course, it was a good show as far as like in ring stuff, but as far as letting the viewers know where the story is moving forward, as far as with everybody involved and where each division is moving forward or moving forward towards. It has me interested. It doesn't have me sick to my stomach like, oh, really? This is what's happening? Like, all right. This has me more intrigued to see where every competitor goes with the North American title. I will say that they did a good job building that at Stand and Deliver because we know the competitors involved. This built up the Cruiserweight division, even though they've only you really only have two right now, but the potential is endless with Kushida and Devlin.
Ooh.
You have the tag division being built up as it moves forward with Imperium, with Drake Maverick and Killian Dane, with GYV, with MSK, with Legado del Fantasma, so on and so forth. You have everything moving forward with the women's title division, with the women's tag division. Same thing with the NXT Championship division. There's endless possibilities with every division, and I love that because we can't sit here and predict, hey, this is what's going to happen next. This show, I'm down with it. Like, I enjoyed this show. I can't complain. So kudos again, NXT, Hunter, Regal. Good shit. Keep that shit up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like I was just more. I know we saying it, but I was really just more shocked that wait, is this really the Raw after Mania? Like, are we really? Like, this is what we're really watching here?
Yeah. Like,
I was just in awe that this was the Raw after Mania.
Yeah.
And then to see that the SmackDown after Mania was just as bad.
I mean, which is crazy because you sit there and you gripe. They gripe about NXT being developmental and not basically almost not being worth a damn. Yet it's the one thing that's keeping WWE's name like in relevancy at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's really and truly the only thing that's competing with AEW. So it's like how like it's baffling that they're almost blind to it. But I think it's like they choose to be ignorant to NXT's existence. But I mean,
well, if y'all care for numbers, this NXT did do like 800K in the viewership.
Oh, that's nice.
So
and the good reason why they need to be on Tuesdays and AEW needs to be on Wednesdays, or rather, they just need to be on different days. Period.
Yes.
So, yeah, this is a permanent move. Finally, I guess. I mean, I don't know if it hurts Impact or Impact's numbers just stay the same.
Well, Impact is now on Thursday. So,
is it on Thursday now?
Yeah. Impact.
We have wrestling on every weekday now.
Yeah. You got to wrestle. You got to show
that on every day. To watch Monday or Friday, but yeah.
True. Okay. Well, then there we go. Scoot, you have any AEW news or anything related to that?
Oh boy.
Oh shit.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. All right. So first things first, Chris Jericho did admit that they wanted to run NXT out of Wednesdays.
Yikes.
And he was saying that basically it wasn't so much because it was a war, because he never felt that it was a war.
Mm-hmm.
He said that because he basically said NXT was just a casualty of WWE trying to be WWE. So he was like, it was like we never really had issues with NXT. It was the fact that they decided to be on the same day as us. So of course we wanted to win the war.
Right.
But you know, he was like, personally, he has no hard feelings towards NXT or anything like that.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But yeah, so Chris did admit that.
I like how you put that though. It's a casualty of WWE.
Yeah, it was a casualty of WWE. Now I think one of the big news that kind of went a little under the radar to me, Evilise. She basically came out and said that no, she is not with AEW anymore. And she basically kind of alludes to Thunder Rosa.
Is it for that match they had?
Apparently, her and Thunder Rosa have never seen eye to eye, even going back to Lucha Underground.
Oh, gotcha. Really?
Apparently, her and Thunder Rosa never seen eye to eye, and apparently she did have issues with a couple of trainers. She didn't say who, but apparently she had issue with trainers, and that she's gone. That she's not in AEW. And that I guess her issues with Thunder Rosa too might have been reasons why she's gone from the company.
Okay. What about Diamante? She's still there?
As far as I know, yeah, she's still there.
Huh.
Man, that sucks that the people that won a women's tag team tournament are now split up.
Yeah.
Also not even on Dynamite, but whatever.
Yeah. But apparently, I just thought it was interesting that Evilise and Thunder Rosa just seemed to can't work it out, I guess, or whatever the issues was. I guess it caused
Lucha Underground, right?
Yeah, apparently she was saying that they never just liked each other from Lucha Underground. I guess wherever they happen to be together, it's just always tension between them two.
Interesting.
So, yeah. Anything else with AEW? Oh, well, I guess before we get into it, they did 1 million in views this week.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, they did 1 million. Because I mean, it was an uncontested AEW.
Yeah.
You got to think AEW hasn't had many uncontested Wednesdays.
True.
So they did 1 million in viewers this week. But I think that's all the AEW news I have.
I love that, man, because that means it's only going up from there. So hopefully,
and I mean, if there's any, I mean, the only way they can go up is when they keep having matches like this first one.
Segue.
Yeah, hey, there we go. Why? Scoot,
now,
this is match of the night. Come on.
This now the one thing I hated about this match is the fact that it was pretty much already a given that the Bucks were going to win after the previous week's events and after they came out now embracing them being heels. Yeah. It's almost like you already knew that they were about to go over, which sucked. Because I wanted to go into this match not knowing anything, but having them come out like this, it was like, shit, they're winning.
That was a different experience for me.
Oh yeah?
I mean, when the Bucks first came out, and I loved their new gear. I'm just going to go ahead and say that I'm a mark for the Bucks, but so I have a bit of a bias, but. I love the contrast of their heel gear compared to like their face gear.
Yeah.
Like just the complete opposite of bright and colorful, of just tassels all over the place. They got a little bit of fur. They had to do a little accessorizing there, but the whole monotone gray and white and a little bit of black in there, that's beautiful. That's perfect for them.
Yeah, I love the vignette that they had prior to the match where they showed them actually doing the transition. I like that. Because again, more character work. I'm always down for more character work. And the fact that they actually embrace the fact, okay, you know what, Don Callis, same thing Kenny said a while ago, where he can be a hard pill to swallow, but at the same time, he wasn't wrong.
He's doing the best for you, yeah.
Correct. So I like that. Now, again, in terms of the match, I love the fact that they are working as heels and the things that they did as heels. I like.
They were great to me. Yeah.
So I have no problem with that, but at the same time, I hate the fact that it still felt like a throwaway match, even with all the good stuff going in. But at the same time, because you kind of just know where it was going, it felt throwaway to me. Now the finish, good heel work. I like the fact that they took the mask off, because that's straight disrespect, and then doing the super kick.
Does that not mean that Phoenix can't go back to Mexico now? Like, isn't there a thing about luchadors getting on masks? Like, I thought there was a thing about luchadors getting on masks, whether you're in the States or not.
Because at first I thought it was about them like unmasking, but I don't.
That's what I was saying.
I don't know if it's a forced unmasking, because I don't know if they can really control that. Let's find out. Hey, Scoot.
Like I was good. I know you don't give two shits about this one, but I was gonna say initially I thought, yeah, this is gonna be a slam dunk. They look great in their new gear, blah blah blah. But as the match continued, and I realized that, and I heard Justin Roberts say, like, this, what they had, time limit of an hour.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as he said an hour, I'm like, oh, this is gonna go.
Oh,
and
yeah.
when it got to the past the 20-minute mark, I'm thinking, shit, like the way Death Triangle is operating right now, like this could actually happen. Like I was convinced on more than a couple of times that they were gonna win. Like I was like, oh shit, this is happening.
Oh, you thought they were gonna win?
No, I came in thinking Bucks win. That it is what it is. But yeah, as the match progressed, I kept getting that doubt. I was like, holy shit, they might actually take this.
Mm-hmm.
They just made it a match. To me, that was match of the night. Aside from somebody's return.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Great match, in my opinion. Scoot, let's hear the smoke, man.
Okay. I respect everybody's opinion that is on this podcast.
Oh man, he's gonna tear it down.
I truly respect any and every wrestler who decides to lace up the boots and to do this. But Nick Jackson, officially do not do it for me.
Damn.
That match that happened Wednesday, because this was the first AEW I was able to watch in real time since the Brody Lee tribute. I've always caught up on the AEWs, but this one was the first time I was able to watch in real time. Yeah. And the whole time, the Bucks was pissing me off more and more. Their heel antics, the outfits, the Dior Nikes.
Oh, you gotta love
their demeanor.
Oh,
so dumbass headbands they was wearing.
Oh, come on! You like little Baileys? You like those little Baileys?
I'm gonna say this. You know how Lip feels about Everrise?
Oh no! Oh no!
The Young Bucks are like here for me. Like here. I'm not ready to say fuck the Young Bucks and everything they do. But boy, that match goes to show me I don't think I like them as heels or faces.
I think just because they're heels right now, they're just doing their job well for you.
No, because the thing is that I'm a heel wrestler. I prefer heels more than like the only faces I truly root for like that is usually like New Day, the Prophets, Bianca. It's a few here and there.
Raquel, anyway.
But I'm usually a heel-oriented individual. And what they were doing was on the cringe of Miz and Morrison.
Ooh.
To me. They had Miz and Morrison cringe to me.
Damn.
Like, and the thing is that, don't get me wrong, I can see why Young Bucks do it for so many people.
Mm-hmm.
After Wednesday, they do not do it for me. And I was just keeping my fingers crossed that Pac and Phoenix was going to take them belts. Now, that was some heel shit that I did appreciate when they ripped Phoenix's mask off.
Yeah.
Because that's some heel shit that I would do. Like, I'm not gonna even knock them over that. That was some good shit that they ripped his mask off, wow, double super kick, haha, we keep our belts. But fuck, they was irritating. And I was just like, you know what? The Bucks just don't do it for me, guys. I'm sorry. They just officially, the Bucks do not do it for me.
They just might. They might eventually.
They could. They have the possibility.
And then too, it's like they still gotta get their fucking moves off the heels. What the fuck? Even as heels, they still gotta get their shit off.
Oh, you might see more of it now.
Oh man, you got to do so much more. You got to, and then so much more of a cocky and egotistical way too.
And it just doesn't help. And you know what it is?
All in your face.
Fucking Matt has a very punchable face, and I'm balling about this. Matt has a punchable face.
He does.
Matt has a very punchable face.
I like Matt's face.
Oh no, Matt's got the face for the camera.
You know what? Honestly, I think Matt will probably be the one who would turn around for me if I was to start liking the Bucks again. And yes, I want it to be documented because if I do start liking the Bucks again, I can just slowly kind of build up like how Lip was with Legado. That, hey, the Bucks are starting to do it for me. But as of right now, the way he was with Legado del Fantasma, now here's Everrise again for Mr. Deasley here. Right here is where Don Callis sits.
Oh.
He can stay in Impact for all I care at this point.
Why you gotta hate on that old man?
He can stay in Impact for all I care.
He is the silent hand or whatever the fuck he is.
I was about to say something mad inappropriate, but I'm not. He can go. I don't know what Malcolm Bivens falls for Mr. Deasley.
He's somewhere. I don't know where yet, but he's somewhere.
Don Callis is probably under that regardless. He can go away for good. He doesn't have to be involved in this. He can go.
This new Bullet Club.
If he wants to stay the silent hand, he can stay the silent mouth at the same time. Now my rant is done.
Oh man, that was pretty great.
Now, of course, after that match was said and done, we had a
small sidebar. Sorry to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
Just throwing back the Dior Nikes. Those were addressed on BTE. Probably like last month, maybe a month and a half ago. They were walking through the airport and they just caught a random dude. Apparently, those are by far Matt's favorite pair of Nikes to ever come out. Also, they're probably one of the most expensive pairs of limited edition Nikes to come out.
I'm sure.
I'm pretty sure. Nike and Dior? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So Matt freaked out about this guy walking through the airport with some not even properly cleaned Dior's. Like he had them on, and he was just like, those were like his walking shoes, or like his going around shoes, or some shit.
Humble brag.
And so Matt like is over here like tearing this guy down, who's probably not even aware that he's being torn down. But I like that they made the throwback they did the BTE callback by putting on the Dior's because they finally got them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
you know what? And I thought it was funny. You know what? Continue the rant. Fuck it. Rant's opening back up.
Oh shit.
When they even showed the little promo of how they was changing their attitude and why they had to fucking cut the tassels off and shit to show that they was changing. They could have just threw it away.
Tassels are face things.
Then it was like the outfits they came out in. It was like, what kind of fucking Elvis impersonation shit is this I'm looking at right now?
I laugh because they've definitely done an Elvis outfit before.
They have. I remember. I was like, what am I looking at here? Like, I was like, what is happening? Matt, Nick, what are y'all doing?
It's perfect. They went from the colorful faces, like all the loud shit that they wear, and now they've just gone the exact opposite direction.
The Young Bucks needed to take note from their WWE counterparts, if that's the case. When the New Day was heels, they were still just as colorful and just as them. They was monotone as fuck. They was almost translucent in that goddamn ring with the outfit and everything. Like, oh
I'm
my God.
I'm on the other side of your fence here, Scoot. I loved every minute of that.
Like I said, the match wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Like let me go back to that. The match wasn't bad. It was kind of like what Lip was saying. The writings were on the wall. Death Triangle was not winning these belts.
I just had a small.
You're not gonna have a new and improved attitude of the Bucks, and they lose their first match.
Fair
with their new attitude.
True.
But
I had a small epiphany just now. The Bucks have upped their heel game to the point that y'all remember that they, instead of the cash that they blow out on the stage or on the entrance ramp, their new explosion is those tassels that literally every wrestler has been on record saying that they hate when people throw that shit in the ring. And look at what they're doing. That shit rains on the ring.
And it's hard to get out. It stays everywhere.
Yep.
But like I said, maybe next week, because I'm pretty sure the Bucks are going to be on there in some capacity.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
maybe as time goes, they might start chipping away. Kind of like I said once again with Lip and Legado del Fantasma. Maybe they might chip away, and I might start to like it again. But oh my God, that was just not for me.
That's fair.
It was not for me. Oh, but now Don Callis, that ain't gonna change.
I wouldn't blame you.
That's not gonna change with Don Callis. I'm sorry.
Whoops.
I mean, it is what it is, man. But I still think Bucks will win you over eventually. But we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, after that, we had a nice little backstage earlier in the day promo with Sir Mike Tyson and MJF. I didn't care too much for this. I'm not behind the whole integration of Mike Tyson right now. I mean, it's cool to kind of have the continuity that's, you had him there earlier, in the beginning of AEW's inception. But I mean, this to me is completely throwaway. I don't think he's necessary for this feud between Pinnacle and Inner Circle.
Because it almost feels like they're adding him mainly because Pinnacle has Tully.
Yeah, and it's not necessary.
It's not necessary.
And that's crazy because of the fact that you have Chris Jericho who can basically play both the parts of a leader and
Liberty
manager because he's been the mouthpiece for so long. he has a longevity and the experience in this business to where he can handle both roles by being that advisor and also the leader. So, allow Pinnacle to have what they have. Cool. But you don't have to sit there and kind of shoe in Mike Tyson just to even the odds, so to speak. Like, it's not, it's not necessary. That's what kind of takes me out of this feud now, because it just did not need it. Like, this feud was perfectly fine before this whole thing started.
I'm just tired of seeing celebrities in wrestling at this point.
Same. Absolutely.
Like, we've seen half a dozen show up in the last, 2 months?
Apparently the missus agree with you too, Jaeger.
What, tired of seeing celebrities in wrestling?
Yeah, she started clapping when you said that.
Hey.
Yeah, and that's this thing. I mean, and even that little promo that they had, the little interaction they had, was still kind of cringy too, because you had MJF try to give him a blank check, and Mike Tyson couldn't like snatch it in time.
That was awkward.
And then him ripping it, throwing part of it, then eating the other part, and then just spitting it back at him. Like, we got COVID going on, man. You got to
right.
Spitting. Yeah,
look, do it. If you're gonna spit it at him, spit it from 6 feet away. 6 feet. Man.
But neither here nor there. It's just like I could have done without it. So that was my thing. But next up, we had something else.
I wonder what AEW's like vaccine policy has to be like. Do you think it's absolutely mandatory that they got vaccinated?
I'm pretty sure everybody's vaccinated at this point.
I mean, I don't know. Like, how many people like have their opinions? Is what.
I know WWE's is probably everybody, because I know Kushida put a picture of him on Instagram getting his vaccination.
Oh,
really? Everybody WWE is vaccinated.
So the trick himself. So I'm pretty sure if you work in WWE, you're gonna have to get vaccinated. So
yeah, you see them running them ads for getting vaccinated, so everybody's vaccinated there. But Mike Tyson, don't kill me, but don't spit on nobody else, man. Don't do that.
Yeah,
don't do that. Even if it is a blank check, spit that shit on the ground. But after that, we had the ongoing feud between Red Velvet and Jade Cargill. I don't think this match should have went on. I think they still could have kept them separate.
Yeah.
Especially if you're gonna have Jade go over, I don't think this was necessary. I think you could have had her go against somebody else and just had that feud kind of continue with them just mouthing back and forth to each other and having some type of interaction. But they didn't need a match for this.
I sort of disagree.
There you go.
I only disagree because we saw what happened with Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa.
True.
Yeah.
So they kept that feud going way longer than it needed to go because they was just awkwardly just never in the same place at the same time.
I was about to say they didn't know how to fill in the gap or fill in the void there.
I think it makes sense for them to go ahead and have this match because I would not be surprised Jade possibly gets put in the title picture soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
But okay, I think I kind of get where you're getting at with it because I mean, if you have Jade continue looking strong and having Red Velvet kind of chase, I guess it would make sense for that. I just don't like seeing Red Velvet kind of just lose in this end, but I guess it does make sense because Jade does look phenomenal in AEW right now.
Oh man!
So we will say this: I'm glad to eat the what was it? The humble pie, the crow, because Jade has actually proved us wrong. Because at first we were kind of like, what is happening here, and why is this happening? But
why is she talking about Cody's performance in bed or some shit? Like, what was this?
Weird. But Jade has definitely proved us wrong. And like I predicted before, I think she might end up getting the belt from Sheeta. If it's not Ty.
I don't think they're going to give it to Ty.
I think they're going to give it to Britt because right now,
Britt.
No, because have y'all been watching Dark or Elevation?
No, I haven't got a chance to.
So Britt, I think, started this promo on BTE, but since this past week, She's announced that she will be climbing the ranks.
Kind of like that promo she did.
Yeah, that promo she's talking about. Like, look, you got Ty Conti and Red Velvet here, who are like number 1 and 2 in your standings, and yet they haven't accomplished the things that I have, like say with my amazing match with Thunder Rosa.
But that doesn't count, though.
Exactly. So exactly. But then she's like, so here's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to start climbing these ranks. And so she went on Elevation and won a match. Then the next day, she goes on Dark and wins matches.
Okay.
So right now, I think she's 7-1, 7-2, or something like that.
7-1, because she was talking about that in her promo about how she has 2 more victories than Red Velvet.
Exactly, and Red Velvet just lost her match. Yeah. So
hold on. See, hold on. See, this is what I've been talking about. How come Charlotte can't do that?
What?
Can't just be like, okay, you know what? All these people are getting title opportunities. Okay, let me show why I am this. And then go back and say, I'm just going to go ahead and beat everybody. So that way it can be undeniable that I'm deserving of this spot. It is so simple to do something like that.
Yep.
And yet you have Britt Baker here who has no accolades in this company, yet has gone on to be like, you know what? Fine. I think I deserve to be here. But instead of just complaining and being like, oh, I deserve a title shot, it's like, no, I'm going to go ahead and show you why.
Yeah.
Fucking perfect.
It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And she's putting in the work.
Exactly.
But we're getting off the topic of this.
Yeah. I just had to say that. But yeah.
Yes, no, but I 100% agree. I thought this match, I agree with you, Lip, that I don't think it needed to happen, at least not yet. However, this was a great match that these two put on.
Yes. Oh, I love their rivalry. Like this, they are good rivals in this whole deal. I love it.
I don't want to see them fight for a while now, though. I feel like this has definitely been put to rest now. They need to like move on to their own things. Red Velvet is my AEW Shotzi Blackheart. Let me just go ahead and clear that up. But she got a man's and she don't got a Tinder profile apparently. So so I can't really put them on the same level. But hey, Red Velvet, fantastic match. Like she's only had 5 matches in 2021.
And Red Velvet?
Yeah.
Huh.
Like that's
so
she's 5-1.
So yeah, when you saw the Britt Baker promo,
yeah,
she was 5-1 and Britt was 7-1, and she was like, "How is that possible that I got 2 more victories than her?" But then after she lost, she was like, "Well, she's 5-2 now, so that should definitely catapult me over her." But yeah, that was Britt acknowledged that in the promo that how is she above me and I got 2 more victories than her.
Yeah.
So I guess with the new standings that come out, I guess sometime either this week or whenever, they're going to show that Britt Baker should be up there now, right?
Yeah.
Interesting. And then Ty is still, I don't even know. This is why we need to be watching Dark or Elevation or whatever. You know what? I'm not watching Raw. I'm watching Elevation on Monday. Anyway,
I'm going to end up doing the same.
Yeah. Well, because mainly so I can see things like Ty Conti winning 10 matches.
Right?
She's the number 1 contender. And she's got what? She's like what, 10-2 or something like that?
She was something like that. Like it was pretty high up there.
Yeah. I was just like, wow, I've not been paying attention to Ty, it feels like. But she's legitimately getting like silently pushed. And I'm here for it though.
Oh yeah, I love it. I fucking love it.
Could have all been Anna Jay, but
it could have been, but I can't complain mainly because I mean, hey, Anna Jay's out now by I guess by proxy, Ty Conti is being able to feed off of that. Yes. So and it's good, you know. So and of course, I mean, you can easily tell that this was meant for Anna Jay, because with the integration of Dark Order behind Ty Conti, it's almost like, yo, come on.
Not only that, but -1 keeps walking out with her, and I'm just like, like this lucky little kid here.
Oh, he knows what's up. You know what's up, -1.
Yes.
But but yeah, going from a match that we cared about to both a match and segment that was completely lackluster. The debut of Anthony Ogogo's in ring.
I have one huge issue with this match.
A gut punch shouldn't be a finisher?
No.
Oh,
That's not my issue. Because with him being a boxer and everything, that's fine. If they're gonna sell the gut punch as his finisher, the match should have opened with that.
Yes.
They should have, because to show how dangerous of an individual he is, which also, too, quick sidebar, I found it funny that the house is all that the house always wins was their house show they did, but they still had cameras there to record.
Where
footage.
was their?
That was funny.
They didn't announce any of it too. Like
yeah. And
Cody had a match. Darby had a match. But I was a little annoyed by that. But anyways.
But to show that his gut punch, with him being a former boxer and everything, if they really wanted to get it over as the way because they showed how he did it to Cody before the match started. If the bell would have ring, ding, 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 Cole Carter ran up on him and he just wham, and that would have been it, I would have been sold.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. I did like that he came out with QT. I don't think he needed to come out with the rest of the factory.
Yeah, I didn't feel that Camarado and Solo had to come out too. It should have just been QT.
You know what?
Yeah.
This faction kind of feels like a wrestling Suicide Squad, like just people that you would not imagine put together.
I kind of agree with you too, because it is almost like a hodgepodge of superstars,
right?
Yeah, like I mean, I'm down with like their whole origin as far as like this whole Civil War thing with the Nightmare family and shit.
Right.
But I mean, have they even come out with a name for them, or are they just together?
The Factor.
Huh?
The Factor.
Is it? That's the name?
Yeah, the Factory.
Yeah, they're the Factory.
Wow, get the fuck out of here! I'm done.
You ain't see the logo and everything? Yeah,
dude,
I wasn't paying attention. I just didn't.
You know what the best part is? They went from the Nightmare Factory to just the Factory.
It's a stupid name. It's a stupid name.
No, if you want to break the chains of your former people you was aligned with, you take the Nightmare out. You're just a factory, son.
Look,
factory.
This is more of a reason why there's too many goddamn stables, because they're running out of names.
They about to run out of names.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? Hey, what name? Hey, there's got to be a name we can use. The Factory. Because we were the Nightmare Factory. Now we're just the Factory.
You take the name. Yeah, you take the name.
How about Vanilla?
Vanilla.
Ashley just said that what we don't know is.
Oh, go ahead.
Ashley just said what we don't know is maybe they was at Cheesecake Factory and it just clicked. My God, we could be the Factory.
Thank you for saying Vanilla, Lip, because you just inspired a new faction for me. You take your vanilla midgets and you put them in a faction, and then you make them vanilla midgets. And then you just play on that. You just play that whole thing up. I would love to see them be the jobbers called the vanilla midgets.
That's what QT must be. His faction should be Job Squad 2.0.
Ooh, oh my God. You know what? Job Squad is actually not a bad name.
It's not. It's not. But I mean, and Job Squad wasn't really a bad faction. Like I fuck with Job Squad, but either way, I didn't give a shit about this match or the people involved in it. Now I gave praise.
Now, if I want to be a little critical, because it is wrestling, a gut punch is a finisher, guys.
It is. It is. It is.
Which, don't get me wrong. Wait. Don't get me wrong. If Anthony Ogogo punched me in my gut for real, I'm going down.
This is true.
I'm going to be down.
Any of us would.
I'm going down. But the fact that it's wrestling.
Yes, that's what I was going to get to.
And especially with AEW, we're looking at the company that somebody can take 3 super kicks, a Canadian destroyer, and a 450 and still kick out. But a gut punch not only caused a victory, but it causes a knockout victory. Like he didn't pin Carter. The ref was like, "Nah, fam, he done, guy."
No, he had the wind knocked out of him or something like that. They just said that he was like, he took a gut punch, and then the ref's like, "Oh yeah, man, you're done. You need to just stay there. Like,
just stay there. He's done. Wave it off."
Exactly why I'm saying a gut punch, especially when delivered like that, and for the jobbers part of it sold like that, it's not a finisher.
And that's the reason why it's not as entertaining and why it's hard for me to get behind it. Because if we just take the parallel, if we look at back in Attitude Era, you had Regal with the power of the punch, and him being a heel and then somewhat of a face at times.
Yeah,
you had him.
But no, at least in Regal's case, he used brass knuckles.
Exactly. And that was part of the gimmick, and I like that because it's still showy in a way.
Yeah, but I mean, like even in Big Show's case, you was taking a punch from a 500-pound dude, 7-footer. So
exactly.
If a 7-footer hits you in the face, most likely you're gonna be done. That's the reason why I didn't like that Lacey Evans started using it, because it's like, it'd be different if Lacey Evans had a background in boxing.
Yeah,
then it was like, bam, she knows how to hit you. But in Ogogo's case, if it was kind of like a kidney shot, by all means. But once again, or it'd have been better if they said it was a liver shot. But it was just a gut punch. And like I said, don't get me wrong, if Anthony Ogogo, who's a former boxer, punches me in my gut for real, I'm going down. But once again, you have to suspend that belief in wrestling, especially nowadays, because wrestlers can take 17 moves and still kick out.
Exactly. So yeah, that's look, this faction is dead on arrival, in my opinion. So
are you saying that the factory will be closed down soon?
Yes. Just like that.
Getting shut down.
Now, if they happen to, emerge into some prominence within this company, I'll take everything I said back. But with all this, I just don't see it, and I don't care to. So you know what? Hey,
I was honestly wondering when Ogogo was going to make a debut. I'm sad to say that he's doing it this way.
Yeah, me too. And I think and it sucks because I think all these factions is AEW's way of trying to get people out in the eye. And it's a lazy way, because I think that they should just take their time, especially with them having 3 shows. You can easily take your time with all these potential stars and just have them just come up organically rather than just trying to force a lot of people.
I genuinely think that Tony Khan is just trying to keep wrestlers fed at this point, because do you see how many matches go on like on Dark and Elevation? Like they get into the teens on matches.
Yeah, and that's honorable, man. I think it's good, but at the same time, you have to do things in moderation. Because too much of something can always be a bad thing.
Yeah, so, because let's see, one Dark has gone like almost 3 hours before.
Oh damn.
Yeah, no, they've gotten to 2.5. They actually hit 2.5, like more than you would think. Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing that these guys are getting time, and it's not just a bunch of throwaway matches. So kudos to them for that. But yeah, when it comes to Dynamite and them trying to put a lot of people in on like main TV, they should just kind of just chill out for a little bit.
I agree.
But to go from that to something that was actually pretty fucking good, Jericho versus Dax Harwood. I like this for the fact that I just love Dax and Cash in singles matches as well as in being in a tag. Like it just shows how good they are in the ring. Now, that aside, because I can praise this match at any point, but again, with this Mike Tyson thing, being an enforcer, having this match kind of revolve around, okay, of course, Pinnacle versus Inner Circle. But I think the old ass cherry on top of this potentially good cake was making Mike Tyson an ancillary member of Inner Circle, because it's almost like another callback to the fucking DX shit.
Yeah,
it's not necessary.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
If Mike Tyson's involvement was not in this match, I would have enjoyed this a lot more.
Same.
Probably.
Mike Tyson's involvement in all of this, with him being the enforcer, and then now I find it funny how you've been with the Inner Circle the whole time, and you're like, I'm gonna keep it in the middle, I'm gonna be fair, I'm gonna be this, that, and the other. But it's like you've been hanging with the Inner Circle the whole time. But you're saying how you were gonna call it right down the middle. You was gonna be fair.
That's what he outright admits that he likes Chris. He thinks of him as a cool person. He respects him. Blah blah blah. But then he's like, "But you step out of line, I'm gonna knock your ass out." I was like, "What?"
Yeah, but yeah, and like you said, it was the fact that this whole thing revolved around him rather than Pinnacle versus Inner Circle. And I'm gonna say this right now.
Go ahead.
AEW kind of dropped the ball on the Pinnacle a little bit.
How so?
Do you think they look as dominant as they did when they first debuted?
Oh, in that regard, yeah. Okay. They're starting to.
They're coming back down to earth, I guess, is a way to put it.
Because I think the Inner Circle was riding high for a minute.
True.
Before they were brought down to earth. The Pinnacle had 2 weeks to ride high.
Yeah. You see, that's why it was my problem that Jericho and Inner Circle came back so soon.
Yeah, same. Because I think Pinnacle could have been just basically been a dominant force and it like running roughshod. But this is another problem with so many of these goddamn stables that's going on, because everybody's getting time to be dominant, and you should have one dominant force, because this is why Inner Circle works so well, because it was at the inception of Dynamite, and they were truly the only faction outside of the Elite that actually were able to show dominance with everybody. Like, I mean, with the Elite, each individual member of the Elite, with Mox, with just everybody, and they were able to ride high for months with no issues. And then, of course, you had factions come up, but even then, it still wasn't as bad. And then
even Dark Order had time to kind of be on top.
Absolutely.
But the Pinnacle only had 2 good weeks. The next thing you know, they came right back to earth with the Inner Circle.
Yeah,
and then now the Inner Circle is looking mad strong again. Granted, I understand Chris being the leader. Did I expect Dax to beat Chris? No.
That's
now, I'm pretty sure next week there might be a whomever versus whomever, and yes, maybe the Pinnacle might win that match. But May 6th isn't that far, or 5th, whatever. It's not that far away.
Yeah.
And that's when the Blood and Guts match is supposed to happen. We only have 2 weeks into the Blood and Guts match.
So we're gonna see 2 more matches of we're gonna probably get a tag match of Pinnacle versus Inner Circle, and then we'll probably get another singles match, and then go into it.
Yeah. So no, they can't technically. Well, so I guess they can kind of do my idea a little bit, where I guess Inner Circle can win one, Pinnacle can win one, a fuck finish happens with one, and I guess blood and guts will officially decide, you know. But I don't know. I just felt they could have let Pinnacle had a little more dominance than just those 2 weeks.
Yeah. Because, and now when it comes to blood and guts, like you don't have any other choice but to have them look extremely dominant in this match, because they're going to have to continue, like they're going to have to rebound from all of this shit just to continue them on looking strong moving forward. And that kind of, it hinders them in a way, because it's the same thing with the Bucks having their heel turn and then automatically having to go over. It's the same thing here. Yeah. It's like they are a newly formed faction that's supposed to be extremely dominant. They have to annihilate Inner Circle, which sucks because Inner Circle could have easily been off TV for a long time.
Yep.
And then had Pinnacle ride high, and then had that same effect that they had when Inner Circle came out through the bathroom. And because that would have been a big shock, and that would have that led to a big match where it looked even. But now, everybody loses in this situation outside of Pinnacle, but at the same time, it's still bad for them because they have an uphill battle even after they win.
Pinnacle needs to win blood and guts.
Yes, absolutely.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. But the problem is that, and this is the issue I have at times with AEW. Sometimes people aren't as dominant as they should look, because there's no way they're going to have this blood and guts match that's a year in the making and the Pinnacle just beat the dog shit out of Inner Circle.
Yeah.
It's going to be some back and forth. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if the damn blood and guts match is the whole second hour of the show.
That would make sense.
So I'm pretty sure, I don't know if they're going to do it exactly War Game style, which I couldn't remember the rules before, if they said them before. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be War Games-esque. And the problem is, Pinnacle is not going to look as dominant as they truly should look.
True.
Yeah.
They're going to win, which I hope the Pinnacle does win, but they're not going to look dominant like they should.
Oh, if the Pinnacle loses, if that happens, it's over and done with.
Oh yeah,
it's over. So
I mean, I'm still on my theory that I don't think that group makes out of 2021.
And you're starting to look more and more right about that too, which is crazy.
Hopefully, whenever they do split, it's because of some kind of NJF fuckery.
That's what's likely going to be. It's probably going to be FTR, and it's probably going to be Sean Spears now. Probably going to be like, yo, this ain't what you promised us, Max. What the fuck?
Ooh, right? Maybe that's why they would possibly lose at Blood and Guts.
Huh.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Interesting.
I really don't want to see Inner Circle win, but I mean, for story purposes, I mean, because then there's still a part of me that kind of wants to see them win. But it's a rock and a hard place. To support your theory, Scoot, it would be better off if Pinnacle lost. But for story and continuity purposes, this would be better if they won.
Yeah.
Huh.
I guess we'll see how these next 2 weeks go.
Yeah. We just have to hope and pray for the fucking best. I don't know, but I mean, there was a backstage segment with the Elite. I mean, the only thing that you can really take from this is the fact that Bucks alluded to themselves as the best tag team. So I mean, I don't know if that's good. I don't know if that's going to come into play with the Good Brothers.
I liked how they kept on like just trying to too sweet everybody like during the whole promo.
But I mean, yeah, this right here, I can say paint by the numbers with Callis and everybody, because again, it's really just building up the fact that, you know, hey, they got their unity,
exactly,
and see what happens from there. But I mean, nothing much out of that.
Quick question.
Yo,
who takes the belts off the Bucks at this point?
I mean, shit. I mean, there's been theories thrown around of what everything that we've said, but I mean, shit. At this point, fuck. Who? I mean, if we're going by faces, shit. Is there a face tag team that can take it off the Bucks?
Jurassic Express?
Fam, if Jurassic Express win those belts off of the Young Bucks,
if they do it, it'll be one of those fluke victories. The way that they'll play it up, it'll be something like that. If
like
not,
Marco happens to get a random roll up.
Yeah. And not Marco Stunt.
Excuse me, Jungle Boy. I don't know why. Yeah, Jungle Boy.
I mean, I get it too. That would be a surprise. That'd be a real surprise roll up.
Yeah. Marco Stunt was like a mini me of Jungle Boy. Sorry.
I'm gonna go on my rant. Death Triangle should have been tag team champions.
You're right.
Because and I'm only saying this mainly because the issue I'm starting to kind of have personally, what is the ultimate goal of the Elite? Because you got 2 tag teams and Kenny Omega in the Elite.
Yeah.
What is the ultimate end game for them other than Kenny becoming the belt collector, which that was another piece of news. Morrow is commentating their match.
Okay. Cool.
Kenny and Rich Swann.
Yeah.
Other than that, like, it's hard for where it's going for the Bucks to lose the belts anytime soon now. And when they was having that match and you saw the tag team sitting in the audience, it was like, I don't see none of these teams beating Matt Nick.
Yeah. And
the only team I truly see in beating Matt Nick is Moxley and Kingston.
Oh, I completely forgot about them.
Holy crap.
That's the only team I see beating is Moxley and Kingston.
Yeah.
That makes the most sense now. That's who takes it from them. Because
Kingston's on an injury for like another how long?
Perfect timing. It's good. It's
exactly.
Good.
It's gonna be great. Yeah.
That's the only team I see that can truly look right beating the Bucks, quote unquote, fairly, because with them being the ultimate heels at the moment, there's no other heels that are going to truly out-heel them right now.
Yeah, and now of course, Death Triangle would have made sense story-wise had the Bucks not done this whole heel turn against Moxley thing. Yeah. Because what could have happened is they could have lost Death Triangle, and then they could have realized that, okay, well, they're stronger with the Elite, and then done this heel thing without the titles. So then the tag division could have gone on without having to be integrated with this whole Elite thing. And then they could have had that on the side to do the same thing that Darby's doing right now, just to kind of keep that shit in circulation. But now that that's not the case, it has to be Mox and Kingston because it has to further that story. So, And now I like that because it's more of an organic way to put Mox in a different feud without it having to be for the AEW championship.
There is also the Dark Order. That one just came to mind.
True.
Well, who?
Stu and Uno.
Okay.
Like those are your heavyweight tag team. Like 100%.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could shit. I mean, if they did it right, I could see Silver and Reynolds even potentially getting that.
Yeah.
Potentially, but I definitely see it more so with Stu and Uno.
So most likely Bucks are going to at least have the belts until the next pay-per-view.
Wait a minute. Hey, because we just had this promo, which we're going to talk about, I guess, in a second. Which shit, we can talk about it now. Dark Order had an interesting promo.
Yes, they did. Yes.
Where good old Alex Marvez asking the real questions. Asking Paige if how he's feeling about the whole Bucks doing their heel turn and Kenny Omega and all that thing. And his immediate response, and he did this very well.
I'm gonna go get some egg roll.
Exactly. He's just over here saying, "Oh yeah, Silver, his arm, it's doing better. He's doing the therapy and all that, and he like tapped his other shoulder, and he's like, ah, it's like, I thought it was the other one. He's like, yeah, but this one too. I was like, what the? But he's like, what sounds great right now, guys? Some egg rolls. Like, who wants some egg rolls? Like, I'm gonna go get some egg rolls. Like, I think they kept talking. Oh yeah, they were referencing Chili's egg rolls. I should have been more specific. But so, I mean, you could eventually see Dark Order versus Bullet Club or the Elite, whatever they want to go.
Gotta finish the Dark Order versus the HFO.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully that'll be at Blood and Guts.
Hopefully
they can just put a close on that too.
I mean,
I just don't know why he decided to feud with Darby and the Dark Order at the same time.
And you know what? And we're gonna get into that when we talk about the main event. But before that, we have to get into the women's match, Chris Statlander's debut match, as far as a returning match against Amber Nova.
Yo, this new Chris Statlander though.
Hold on, wait. Before we get into that, Scoot, I got to take your thing for a second.
Go ahead.
Oh.
Amber Nova, though.
That's fair.
All right. But yeah, this match.
But did it have to look like such like a glorified squash match though? Like that was the issue. That I'm not saying Amber Nova looked like a jobber, but
she had one on.
Like, did it have to look so obvious that Statlander was going to win this match?
I mean, it's her return match. She looks amazing, and she did her alien gimmick in a bigger, badder way, and I'm in love with this new Statlander.
I don't know how I felt. I don't know how I feel that she's with the best friends though.
That's a little weird.
Yeah, that is.
I think that's more so because, again, also a BTE throwback, but before her injury and somewhat during her injury, she and Orange Cassidy had multiple interactions. People shipped the fuck out of them, and yeah, I guess they're just bringing that to the Dynamite screen.
That's a whole new faction now. The Best Friends is now a faction.
Oh yeah.
If you look at it with Trent ? With Trent ? Chuck, Orange, and now Statlander. Mm-hmm. That's now a faction.
And that's funny because like if you look at Best Friends, you look at Jurassic Express, both 3-man stables. Yeah. Best Friends never really looked like a stable; it just looked like guys that just hung out together. Whereas you had exactly, ironically enough, and now, of course, with the introduction of Chris Statlander into this now faction, it now looks like a faction, which is crazy. So, hey, AEW factions.
Let's see here. I think AEW needs to dial it down about 50%, and WWE needs to take a little bit out of their playbook and up factions about 50%.
Right? Hurt Business, Justice for. But that's a conversation for another time, of course.
Does WWE even have an active faction at the moment?
New Day?
No.
Because they split them. Yeah.
WWE doesn't even have an active faction at the moment.
I mean,
Undisputed Era was their last faction.
Do we count Legado del Fantasma?
Oh, Legado. I keep forgetting Legado.
That in the way, but that's NXT. Though. That's why I'm like,
exactly, but that's the black and gold brand, yeah.
Okay, well, fine. If we're talking about Raw and SmackDown, because since Jimmy isn't back yet, we can't say the Bloodline.
Yeah, because all their factions are like pre-factions because there's like 2 people and they're waiting for other people to be introduced.
Because the last faction they truly had was Retribution and Hurt Business, and they broke them both up.
Yeah.
I understand Retribution, but Hurt Business should have been left alone.
True.
Yes.
But I mean, hey, it is what it is. But yeah, this is again this was a glorified squash match. One thing they did allude to, which they did actually on commentary, was the fact that Chris Statlander was, I think, said that she was the last person to pin Cheetah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So
damn,
with that,
I really believe that before her injury, she would have probably been the next champ.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
I can see it.
100%.
Maybe so that's what I mean. If Britt Baker doesn't take it, I'm going to put money on Stat.
I'm gonna just say this: it's overdue for Britt Baker to have that title.
Yes, 100%, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's overdue.
I see this. It's funny how in the beginning of like the inception of this whole podcast, even before the YouTube shit, we had that episode fixing the AEW women's division, and now they have stepped their shit up, and now we can't even figure out like who could possibly be the next champion because they have so many good potential contenders that could be a champion right now. And it's lovely.
I don't want to sound this way, but they really need to work towards getting that belt off of Sheeta.
Oh, yes. No,
Sheeta has been, because I mean, like, she's not really doing anything with it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Like when's the last time the belt was defended?
Not to be mean, it's almost Brock Lesnar-esque.
She doesn't compete.
The only difference is that we see her more than Brock, but it's almost Lesnar-esque.
I mean, she's making more appearances now.
Yeah, but it's almost Lesnar-esque.
But almost in nonsensical ways, though.
Yeah.
Like, why was she there for Ty Conti's corner? That's your opponent next week.
Like, it really is starting to look Lesnar-esque the way she has the belt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying to see here all of her fucking defenses that she's had. Because I think what was the last defense she had
Ryo Mizunami?
What was that the last time that she defended that title?
Yeah.
I think.
I don't recall any match after that.
Yeah, I think Ryo was the last time Ryo Mizunami.
Now, I kind of want to keep giving leeway. Like, maybe she's doing more shit behind the scenes like she's been doing with this, like, godforsaken tournament that we had. But, yeah, she's due. She's due for that loss. She's due to get back into TV, not so much do this Darby Allin-esque thing. But, I mean, shit, even Darby Allin's, more involved.
Yeah, now.
Yeah, fair. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, Scoot, you are right. This title has to come off her, and that's not to say that she's bad and they have to just strip. No, it's just like it's just overdue. Like she overdue.
Yeah.
There needs to be like
if we're looking at, it's only been 3 women's champions, and that's fine. The issue is you had Ryo, Nyla, and Sheeta. Sheeta's reign to me would have been a lot different if Sheeta was like running through the division.
Yeah.
But it's just like at this point, it's almost becoming comical for the fact that she's just been having the belt, just having it.
Exactly.
And they made this big spectacle of a tournament to declare a number 1 contender, and it was just to her to get over the demons of not being Ryo Mizunami for 10 years.
Yeah, which they didn't build well enough.
So I don't know. It's just they're doing their women a disservice.
Yeah, it could just be better.
By keeping that title on Cheetah.
Yeah, everything outside of the title picture is good in the women's division.
So, before Ryo, who was it?
What? Oh, defenses?
Yeah.
I know she fought Anna Jay.
Yeah.
She fought Rio.
Abaddon.
Abaddon
should have been her loss.
Which, I mean, and she hasn't been seen since, if I'm wrong. Abaddon?
I haven't seen her on Dynamite since.
So it's like
they literally pulled her out of Dark to have a title, a little title feud, and then they threw her back in there.
Like, I don't know, it's just weird.
That is weird. And she is AEW. Like, she's already signed, I think.
Yeah. So I don't know. But I'm glad Statlander is back though.
Oh, 100%. Honestly, I'm glad. Like I said, I'm in love with this new look. I really think that, like, I'm not trying to shit on Statlander, but her alien gimmick with like her aesthetic that she had before, it just didn't, all fit in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or at least to me, at least in my opinion. Now it looks more organic. It looks more like developed. It looks like she's found the niche for it.
True.
She had time to kind of, while her injury, she kind of had time to, I guess, work on it.
Do some character work, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, she's, I'm ready to see her have a belt.
It's about goddamn time.
For real.
But yeah, so glorified squash match in this one. Hope to see more of Amber Nova. But we'll have to wait. I'll have to wait. But ironically enough, that nice segue, because Darby defended his title.
No.
What was I say? Is that it?
You forgot the promo of the night.
Oh yeah.
Anybody who has an AEW championship, you should run from me.
Yeah.
Miro killed that shit, man.
Yes. He did. You know what, Miro? I apologize.
He said, "Killed since we lost. Where you been at, fam?"
Miro, I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you because your promo work is just going up this ladder. I like your intensity, and I'm glad that you rebound from that bullshit that fucked you up, because the match that y'all had at Revolution should have been the final match I had with Best Friends.
Yes.
I like how you had this match, this Arcade Anarchy bullshit, and you were able to use that to further the story between this breakup.
Right.
Perfect. And the cherry on top to say, yo, I don't give a shit. Everybody's on notice.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Said if you're wearing a belt, I'm coming for you.
You should be scared of me.
Yes, Sheeta, he coming for you.
I know,
Sheeta. He's gonna become Mira.
Like Santina.
You got it.
Yeah, I think this means that he might end up taking that title off of Darby.
Right.
It's a possibility.
It's a strong possibility, unless, and I know I keep saying this with everybody that probably comes up, he may just bring some prominence to that fucking FTW championship. Because Tony Khan has gone on record to say that they're going to do something with it, yet they haven't done anything with it.
Ooh, but Miro would be a good guy, a perfect fit for that FTW title.
Fuck the World Championship.
Yeah.
Miro saying fuck the world on TV.
Yeah.
I'd be down for it. Him and Brian Cage. Well, Brian Cage is on this I guess that makes sense because Brian Cage is slowly turning into a face.
So you could actually have Team Taz actually do the split off from him during his match with Miro.
Yeah. And I guess with that promo too, we forgot to mention how we feeling about this. You know what? We forgot the other promo in segment.
Which one?
We forgot the Christian Cage segment in Powerhouse. Christian.
Yeah.
But, unless she was purposely skipping that.
I was.
But FTW with their whole little segment, and so is it basically showing that Starks and Cage are about to leave FTW?
I mean,
I'm not sure about Starks, but I feel like Cage is on his way out.
Yeah, I mean, Cage in a singles run does. I mean, I like the idea. I mean, I'm all for factions splitting up, but I think Team Taz is not a faction that needs to split up. Because the way that they've built up makes sense. All these other factions, the factory, the Hardy shit, all that, the Nightmare family, the Nightmare, all that Nightmare shit, done. All that shit needs to go because it just doesn't, like, this is excess.
Yeah.
But yeah, Team Taz, if Cage wants to dip out, by all means, go right ahead. But I think Team Taz still needs to stay intact. But hey, if they want to break them up, I'm not opposed to, eliminating one faction, but that may hurt Starks and it may hurt Hobbs. And that's the problem that I have, because I don't want any of these guys to be hurt from a split like this, because they're stronger together, because it just makes sense. So that's what I'm down for. But hey, who knows?
Right.
But I mean, clearly Christian Cage is he's got a date with a number of people. So
guys, I don't really give a shit about Christian Cage.
You know what? To be perfect, okay. So I'm going to say this, and I didn't want to say it before.
I'm saying it.
Really didn't give a shit that he signed with AEW.
Thank you.
The only thing I cared about, honestly, was the fact that he's able to wrestle again.
True.
Because obviously that was something he still wanted to do.
Yeah.
So the fact that he's able to wrestle again, do not have an issue with that. But to make it such the fact that he was the big name, the Hall of Fame name, we know Christian is a Hall of Famer from what he contributed as his time in Impact and in WWE.
True.
The issue is that how far does this run go in AEW? Like, in all aspects, looking at who's on the roster now, do we really expect Christian Cage to be a champion at some point?
No.
Just any champion, tag, TNT, World. If they do something with FTW, do we really think Christian Cage is really going to be the guy?
Only thing in his favor is the FTW championship. Everything else is definitely a no at as far as like present.
Yeah.
Because even this whole year, I wouldn't even say Christian is going to sniff a championship. Now, opportunity, yes, but title, no.
That's why all I can really see him being is, in essence, like a nomad, just running around throughout AEW, just taking on anybody who feels like they can challenge or stand up to him. Like he's gonna be doing like he did on Wednesday. He did an open challenge, and if you want to challenge Christian Cage, you can go challenge Christian Cage. And I guess this is going to be his way to rack up W's. But again, I don't see him holding a belt.
Yeah, exactly. This is the problem this is the problem with Christian and anybody else that wants to fit into that mold, so to speak, is that not everybody can do what Mox and Darby Allin can do, because those two guys can do shit without having they can be without a title and you can look at them as being perfectly fine.
Oh yeah.
But anybody else, you can't see them with the title, and if they're not with a title, it's like, okay, well, where are you going to fit these guys? Like, it's almost like it's a weird space to be in, because if they don't have a title, they're nothing, and if they have a title, then it's like, all right, when are you going to lose it?
Right.
So, you know what? And I can say Miro too, because Miro at this point in time as well is in that position where he doesn't need a title as long as he continues his demeanor. But but it's only a select few of guys who can actually do that. Kenny's another one. Hangman's another one. Cody is another one. So But yeah, man, it's just it's very, very difficult position for him to be in and for him to come out, and that he shot himself in the foot with trying to immediately go after the AEW championship, because we all know Kenny's not losing that title anytime soon.
Yeah. And then not only that, but not to Christian Cage.
Yeah, exactly. So, because even
the thing is that, so the way my brain tends to work, and it's kind of goes back to what we was talking about with Karrion Kross. It's like somebody's gonna have to be just as badass, or some kind of fuck finish has to happen for Karrion Kross to lose. In Kenny's case, Kenny's kind of like with the Bucks. Kenny's the ultimate heel. So nobody's going to out-heel Kenny. So you're going to have to get Kenny his fair one. And I'll be damned if Christian Cage is the one that's going to kick out the one-winged angel.
Yeah.
So.
Or you could just not use the one-winged angel.
Or just not use it. And.
Ooh. Oh. That could be a thing. Just make that a contract situation.
Because a quick sidebar, because it just dawned on me. I love how in that Young Bucks promo, when they said any tag team wants to step up to us, we got a BTE trigger waiting for them.
Oh yeah.
I just thought to myself, they're gonna forget because they have so many damn moves. I would highly doubt that they beat the next tag team with the BTE trigger. But that's besides the point. But like I said, so it's like, who's going to be the only person I truly see beating Kenny at this moment in time is Hangman.
Yeah, still.
What if they're listening though, and they know that we want it to be Hangman?
They're still going to do it because it makes sense story-wise.
The collective world want it to be Hangman.
Who is the most likely swerve though? Like, if it's not going to be Hangman to do it, who's going to do it?
The most likely swerve.
Moxley again?
Mox. Or if they really want to do something with Miro, they'll put that shit on Miro.
That Miro just goes in and just beats the shit out of Kenny?
Yeah. To destroy his dominance.
But other than that, you know, and that's the thing, as silly as Kenny's been, he still, when the bell goes ding ding, he's serious. Like he's
still
like
the best machine.
Yeah.
Or I mean, another swerve would be Cody, but he would have to, but
break the rule.
Yeah.
Go heel.
Yeah. So, but fantasy booking again.
Yeah.
So. but with that, we have the very convoluted main event.
Whoo, boy. Okay. On paper,
there should have been a lumberjack match.
On paper,
go ahead.
Just like I'm sorry to say it again, but just like the Jericho and Dax match, that should have also probably been a lumberjack match.
On paper, when I saw this, I just knew, especially with it being Falls Count Anywhere, I knew Matt Hardy was walking out with that title. And I was gonna be like, oh no. I knew Matt Hardy was destined to win that match with them making it Falls Count Anywhere. And when the match started, I was like, okay, it's starting okay. The middle of this fight was the worst thing ever. All the interference, all of the extra beefs, it was like, what the fuck is that? Like, honestly, I forgot that it was Matt Hardy versus Darby.
Yeah. Because this literally turned to Falls Count Anywhere for everybody except the actual competitors in this match. Because for them to have, I mean, obviously you're going to have the Hardy family office come out and try to, pull some fuck shit. But, that's to that's by design. But then to have Sting and Dark Order come out.
What?
Now, of course, I will say this. During that moment when Dark Order came out, I was like, I could see Darby in Dark Order.
Yeah.
But then that's where it ended, because then after that, it's like, okay, this the problem that I have is like, can we just get Darby in a feud that doesn't involve a faction? Because I don't need, like, of course, look, I love Sting, big fan of Sting always, but like you got away with the Taz thing and the and that match at Revolution. Right now is not the time to have Sting get in more action. Like, cool, you got away with it the first time. Don't try your luck with trying to push this shit even further. Like, let Darby just have a feud with one person and go from there. And then maybe down the line you can have Sting integrate some more. But it's too much right now. It's just way too much.
It is.
And right now you're taking away from Darby trying to come back and be this champion that he literally, like that promo that he had with saying, you know what, I want to have more defenses. That should be the story alone. Like, the Hardy shit doesn't need to be there. Let Sting deal with fucking Lance Archer. Let that be the thing and let that be it. Like, don't have Darby in the middle of all this shit. It's too much. And this match basically emulated that whole feeling that I had, because you took a lot of camera time away from Hardy and Darby in this match to basically film everybody else fighting in this championship match. This
How did this beef start?
This is a title match.
How did that beef start between them two?
Between Darby and the Hardy family?
Yeah.
I think it was, fuck.
I don't even know. I'm not even going to deny it. I don't even really know.
I'm trying to remember, like, how did this beef even start?
Oh, wait, you know what? I think it's because when Darby was defending the title against Silver, and basically the Dark Order feud with the Hardy family shit, when that, I think it kind of trickled down. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so the Dark Order feuding with Hardy bled into the match with Darby, which then caused Hardy to want a match with Darby.
And then Darby had a match with the Butcher.
Oh, yeah, he did.
And then from that spawned this whole feud where Hardy wanted the TNT title. So basically all this stemmed from was another feud that had nothing to do with Darby to now for him to feud with yet another faction.
Can I sidebar real quick on Butcher and Blade?
Go ahead.
So, and this bugs me, but their out-of-ring attire
is better than their in-ring attire.
Almost, yeah, but it's so fucking random. Like, why is the Butcher wearing a fucking 9-inch nail shirt? A white 9-inch. Is that your only white shirt, sir? Like, just go buy a white T-shirt at fucking Walmart and rock that. You don't need to rock 9-inch nails. That's a great band, but like, unless your theme song is 9-inch nails, I don't understand it. Yeah. Bunny, you keep being Bunny. That's fine. Blade, was he rocking those sunglasses that he wears last night?
I think so.
I don't get it. And I mean, whatever.
It's
I just
all,
don't
it's
get
all
their
random.
out-of-ring attire at all.
It is kind of weird.
Oh, no, I'll get that when we get to the end of this.
But I mean, yeah, it was super convoluted in the middle, like Scoot said. You had all players, and when you thought there was no more people to come out, you randomly had Scorpio Sky and
oh yeah.
Fuck. Why is it Drake?
Ethan Page?
Ethan Page.
Yeah, Ethan Page.
Wait, what? They came out too?
They like it. I'll say here's the weird thing about them coming out.
I must have missed that.
Look, so you had Hardy and Darby, of course, going at it, but then after a table spot, you had randomly out of nowhere just popped up. Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page were on the ramp, and Lance Archer was there on the ramp as well, and they were going to go in and I guess attack Darby, or go attack Sting. And then Lance Archer looked at Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky, and they backed up. And then Lance Archer went into the ring, and it was.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I must have checked out at this point.
No, I remember the Lance Archer bit. I just didn't. I completely forgot that was Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page.
Yeah, because they never showed them walk out. They just showed they went to the ramp and they were just there. Which is, I was like, wait, like what this is the problem of them just trying to get everybody on screen and then cut to everybody, because then you miss shit like that. And I'm like,
I definitely checked out at this point.
And of course, this is the climax of the match, because of course after this shit happened, then you finally had the coffin drop through the table on Hardy that got Darby the win for him to retain his title. Amazing looking title, by the way. Like TNT title, still love it. Yeah. But yeah, and Darby stands tall, and it goes off the air. So I mean, it's just Darby had to retire. So
this would have been a great Falls Count Anywhere match had 25 other people not shown up for
it. I agree.
Yes,
I 100% agree.
Like
that got very just muddled. That two factions, Sting, or like I did not know Ethan Page, Sky, and Archer. I must have checked out hard then.
Ethan Page and Sky are paired up and they're tagging now for some reason.
Yeah, which I'm fine with, but I'm just.
I mean, we have Sky, which is the Sonic ring holder here. Like, give him more attention. It's just like you had the damn women's tag team championship, and now we don't. Now one of them's gone. But fuck, like, can we? If we're gonna assign a match of importance and have somebody win it, let's at least keep them relevant. Maybe up to a month after.
Yeah, right? Yeah, exactly. I'm down with that too, as it should be.
Yeah. I mean, I understand you have a lot of big guys from the indies, a lot of top people that are coming in or that are like trying to get their spot, get their shine. But shit, you got 3 shows, you can prioritize them. I mean, yeah.
Now, I mean, I hope that they're doing right by Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky. Like, I mean, of course, I don't want them as a tag team. I would rather them just be affiliated with one another rather than them just be a legit tag team.
They come to help each other out at some points. Yeah,
true. Because it would make more sense in that regard. But yeah, I because they're good on tags right now.
By official standards, I mean, Sky is technically still part of SCU.
You would think, because they definitely didn't do anything as far as story related that shows like
they broke up.
Yeah. Because clearly he's a heel.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's been no interaction between him and SCU since then, or even prior to that. So I'm like,
yeah, I really wonder why they haven't had any like they don't even get bits. They don't get like any kind of promo cuts. Like, why is SCU falling off here?
I don't know.
I mean, Daniels is doing a lot of shit in the back now.
Yeah.
Well, remember, SCU was one of the tag teams sitting in the crowd.
Yeah, they were. They were. Well, because they said if they lose, they're done.
Yeah. So they still hadn't technically lost yet.
True.
That's true.
Which that's the wildest stipulation ever.
Yeah.
Because it almost goes back to the conversation the missus and I was having today, because he was talking about how would we work off of the Freebird rule, but I christened it as New Day rule, that if one of us is champion, we're all champions. I said, yeah, that's how the tag team works. If one of us is champions, we all champions. And then I was like, and I think the thing that made her laugh, I was like, yeah, if one of us gets eliminated, we all get eliminated. And she was like, but don't you think the other two? She was like, don't you think the other two should stay in the fight? I said, nope. One of us gets eliminated, we all get eliminated. And she was like, so they're gonna just jump over the rope? I said, yep. We all out. One of us gets thrown out, we all go. We're all out of there. That's how we working now.
Goddamn WWE tag battle royal elimination rules.
But so I think the issue that happens is that that's a shitty stipulation to make for a tag team. And to make it for yourselves. The moment we lose a match, we're never a team again. Like, what?
Like, what? It's like harsh, man.
It is. And I mean, look, AEW, I know you're doing your best, and I'm rooting for you every which way. But you might have to get back to basics because you have a lot going on.
They have a lot going on. But I mean, I thought that coffin drop looked nice.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
I actually give him like 1,000% props because I don't think I would have the coordination to make, what was that, a 10-foot, 15-foot gap from that scaffold onto that.
It wasn't like Darby just had to fall straight down. He had to launch himself.
Exactly. Like that took aim, precision. Like Darby,
that's a real trust fall.
Exactly. Exactly.
But yeah.
Oh, I got a little bit of news.
What's that?
So, and I just caught this because I like to go on Twitter and I check in on Miro. But Miro, he had Paul White on his little podcast on his stream.
Okay.
He asked him out of nowhere, "Hey man, like, are we gonna see you in the ring?" He's like, are we gonna ever see like Captain Insano? Because Paul White played Captain Insano in the Waterboy.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Paul White said, actually, Tony Khan is working on getting the rights to Captain Insano.
Oh no.
So,
oh no.
You may very well legitimately see Captain Insano hit the ring.
Look, I'm all for it in some gimmick shit. Like
Captain Insano shows no mercy, guys.
But I don't want to see that shit in like a serious deal.
Not at all.
AEW, don't become WWE. Don't.
I don't want to see it here.
I know you don't.
And I'm gonna tell you why. The Waterboy is like over 20 years old.
Give me one match. I'll take one match.
It'd be different if the Waterboy was like a recent movie.
Mm-hmm. Okay. But then there would be a lot of people that remember the shit.
But no. I'm good.
I want one match. I just want one Captain Insano match. we get past that point, and I'm like, all right, this needs to stop. Big Show, you're too damn old for this.
Because the only way it'll make sense to me too is if they can get Adam Sandler to show up.
Oh, he has to. Oh, he would have to.
If they can get Adam Sandler to show up and reprise Bobby Boucher.
Oh. But man, I want to see what is he, like 50 something now, Adam Sandler in some football gear. I mean, if you're gonna do this, you might as well do the whole thing. Come on.
Might as well.
That's gonna be that super WWE shit.
I want Adam Sandler full football gear charging at Captain Insano.
I don't want it. I don't want it.
I want it for the memes. I want it for the lulz, and I hope to God it never happens.
You know what? They can do it for BTE.
Fair. I'll take that. You know what? They've had plenty of matches on BTE. Like during the pandemic, when everything was shut down, they literally rented. I think it was PWG's before they got shut down, but I think they rented PWG's ring, and they had it in on their property, and they were shooting matches. That's why in like the current intro for BTE, there's a match between Matt and Nick, They actually had a singles match because of.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
That was a great singles match between the two of them, and that was specifically shot on BTE.
See, that's that good shit.
Yeah,
now, maybe we'll get that shit on TV
good.
one day,
Good.
even if it's a like exhibition,
right?
But we still have to wait to see what's going to happen in the coming weeks of both NXT and AEW. Hopefully, NXT continues its stride with the women's division and everything else in their title picture. Period. Hopefully, AEW kind of throw some shackles on a few of the things they got going on, so that way they can kind of focus and find some direction for everything in moderation. Hopefully, the main roster stops being shit, but that's wishful thinking, and I really doubt that's going to happen anytime soon. If this year, sucks for everybody that got released on another. Was it that? I think this was Black Thursday. I don't think it was Black Wednesday. But yeah. Closing thoughts, guys. Scoot, what you got?
Before I get my closing thoughts, Roger Strong, you got me a little intrigued, sir.
What's shit, that's right. Him and I guess Marina Shafir is gone too. To I guess the roster.
Got me a little intrigued with Roger Strong of what's gonna happen with that.
Yes,
I don't know. He gave his resignation letter to Regal.
Yeah.
Oh shit. So he's probably going up, or he's going to UK.
I thought he was gonna show up on SmackDown. But closing thoughts for this week is Bianca, Raquel, Rhea, congratulations. Rhea, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you have to deal with Charlotte Getting. Unfortunately, everybody goes through it. Unfortunately, I mean, you went through it last year, so actually you're getting Charlotte Getting Part D. But
and not even Rhea, the electric boogaloo kind.
Right? So Rhea, Bianca, Raquel, congratulations. Kushida, congratulations. Cesaro, if this push is coming, congratulations. It's well overdue and it's deserved.
Yes.
AEW's case, I'm glad the ladies are now starting to kill it now. Young Bucks.
Oh, come on, man.
Don't come out in the outfits no more. And if you want to keep wearing your Dior Jordans, I guess that's fine. But yeah.
I appreciated the crowd. I think those were fake.
But other than that, yeah, that's really all I have.
Jaeger, what you got, man?
I'm happy to see that the fans are getting lively again.
Yes.
Like that's AEW's crowd. They I don't know if they just put more asses in seats or if they put microphones up there, but they were heard loud and clear throughout that whole night.
I love it.
It's beautiful. It's like honestly, I think that AEW's been taking that better approach than WWE. You know, let's just have WrestleMania and never do anything again. Apparently, I don't know.
Well, they moved the Thunderdome again. Now it's at the University of Florida.
Oh yeah, it is.
So this is the third location of the Thunderdome.
Okay. Huh. Weird.
So yeah.
I mean, why don't you just start slowly transitioning back to his live crowds? I don't know. I don't know. I kind of want to buy a ticket to Jacksonville, guys. Just go catch an AEW show.
Do it.
I mean, supposedly the Houston show that got canceled because of COVID is supposedly going to be coming back June 30th here.
Nice.
With it, I mean, assuming everything starts or keeps on track of slowly reopening and all that, we're looking at June 30th for that Houston AEW show, which is going to be shot at U of H's basketball stadium.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, which is it's really intriguing. I was like, huh. All right. That's actually a great size place.
Dope shit.
But NXT, good shit. Love the work with Indy and Loomis. I need to see these couples. I need to see these couples take off. Those two and Statlander and OC.
Why don't you give Bronson Reed your final thoughts?
Bronson Reed, you on some thin ice, man. And you a big motherfucker too. So yeah. If I ever meet you in person, I'm probably gonna like hide behind somebody. But maybe you, because you're just a big motherfucker. Anyways, watch your hands, man. Lip.
I mean, everything that needed to be said is already said. I will say this, Charlotte. We beefing. We beefing before.
Oh no!
But after that promo on Monday, like I knew you were talking to me. So we beefing now. Every time you say something, I'm gonna find out, and I'm gonna come on here and I'm gonna say something because I'm gonna think that every time you are talking to me. So I'm gonna be as heated every single time. Every push you get, every title you win, every person that you bury. I'm gonna be in your rear view, and I'm going to talk the most egregious, unmitigated gall-having shit to you. Andrade, stay out the way. Stay out the way.
AKA, every move you take, I'll be watching.
But yeah, that's all I got to say. But to everybody else, but yeah, Scoot, where can everybody that wants to find you, and those who want the smoke can get at? Well, not Charlotte, because Charlotte, the only smoke you getting is going to be from me. But Scoot, where can everybody else find you, man?
Besides my two co-hosts, anybody want to bring me that Young Buck smoke at ScooterRay on IG? I'm there if you want to give me the Young Buck smoke. And not only that, I can tell you why you're wrong at the same time. So we went over this before, guys. I am a complete asshole when it comes to stuff like this. So if you really want your feelings hurt, matter of fact, you know what? I'll even do you one better. Not only can I hurt your feelings about it, you can go to this man and get positive again.
Bam.
But that's a little foreshadowing. But of course, Less Than Stealthy Ninjas is where you can catch me gaming on the weekends with the ninjas. Shouts out to Ball Z's and Naranja. And that's at Twitch, IG, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Less Than Stealthy Ninjas, all one big word. Like I said, like I told y'all before, don't bring the wrestling smoke there. Don't have me cutting promos on Twitch now. Don't have me cutting promos while I'm trying to game with the ninjas. Because everybody gonna be confused of why all of a sudden Scoop just went from this to now cutting these vicious, salacious promos. Don't get your feelings hurt out there, people. Please. My piece has been said.
Jaeger. Where can the ladies of the IWC as well as Shotzi find you? And Red Velvet if she wants to.
Red Velvet, Shotzi, anytime, any day. I'm here for you. Anyway, however, for everybody else, ladies, the Jaeger Bombastic brand right here has done some renovating.
Like that.
We've now changed the Instagram.
Oh,
Jaeger Bombastic.
Oh, we got to change that.
We have now hit the Twitch. Not the Twitch yet. We have hit the Twitter. Bam, Jaeger Bombastic. Except the S is a 5 because some other asshole decided to try and be a Jaeger Bombastic. Well, I'm 5 times as great as that guy, so I'm Jaeger Bombastic. Still hens are winning, but it's getting fixed.
Okay.
So we're doing these renovations. Jaeger Bombastic, so it has to be me all day.
Coco.
Mr. Deasley, besides MySpace, Black Planet, Christian Mingle, Plenty of Fish, Formers Only, where can they find you?
Ashley Madison, that one too.
as always, Lip Diz on IG, Twitch, Twitter, TikTok. Simple as that. Charlotte, you know where it is because now, of course, Charlotte.
You got that Plenty of Fish too?
No, she shouldn't be. For those of you who need that positivity in your life, especially when smoke gets thrown at you by young ScooterConics.
Oops.
You can come get that positivity at Lifestyle One Up on your IGs, on your Twitters, on your TikToks, so on and so forth. Not Charlotte, though. Charlotte, you can come get that come to Jesus moment. That's going to be well overdue. So
you can go in this little void that's right here next to my finger.
But yeah, either way, you can always check us here every week for these recaps, for these opinions, for our outlook and our, I guess, chatterbox, soapbox, peanut gallery of hodgepodge of information and everything we think about in the world of professional wrestling. Whether you loved it, hate it, don't forget to rate it, comment down below, and motherfucking subscribe. But as always, too sweet to my brothers. But as always, until next time, until you hear these beautiful faces, until you see these handsome faces and hear these beautiful voices, as always, until next time, tag